History beckons. Steve McClaren and the Reggae Boyz are a whisper away from their first FIFA Men's World Cup since 1998, with two more games remaining. Will they punch a ticket on November 18th against Curaçao in Kingston, Jamaica? Or will it be a crushing case of history repeating itself? But before we get to the meat of the matter, let's segue, stick a pin in it, a matter of fact, and talk about that deja vu 4-0 victory over Bermuda. Joining the live stream is the CEO of Ballpree TV, Mr. King David. David, how are you?
There, Crystal. Go and Talawa TV, go on people out there. Pick up on yourself, people as an enter and do the right thing and hit that like button, smash up the like. But there, and assist, and I'm good, I'm grateful for life. But CEO for Ballpree TV.
The CEO, the man, the gaffer. Gotta give you the right intro.
Yeah. Big up myself, man. Tell her, we're there, still I keep the fire blazing. I get me, I say, and they have to analyze and break down everything, what go on. But it's a good time. I guess we ended the round on a happy note. You get me, I say, first game wasn't so, but then I guess everything's back in control. So let's go,
Before
let's go, let's go.
before we get into that, I want to start off on a positive note. But before all of that, how's your body feeling? Because I feel completely drained. Like I am so exhausted. My
Yeah,
body is in pain.
I'm telling you, like doing a 9 to 5, having to do a 9 to 5 and then coming home to do YouTube, people and not normal. So talking about drained, I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna be doing any live or any videos for a couple of days. I don't know which days as yet, probably tomorrow or so. But yo, put the work that we've been putting in over the last couple months because we have to keep up with the Reggae Boys. Yo, it's rough, it's tough,
Tough.
sis, tough, tough, tough.
I know, bro. I understand you. Just like you said, when you have a 9 to 5 and you're doing streaming alongside it, you're in the bloody trenches. Like it is tough. And also being a parent on top of it, it's
Wow.
hell. It's hell. But I don't think that the landlord or the edit boss are going to allow you to close off on the week without putting out a video. So good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. The edit boss, yo, Nika, I didn't know Nika to do it, sis.
I don't know
The
how he
man
does it.
is,
And I don't know how he does it.
he
Like I
is a
think he
Cristiano Ronaldo of the space. I'm telling you,
listen, he's
and the
gonna be.
landlord is the landlord. You know that.
We know, I mean, I think they're gonna be like those West Indian men who like their missus are telling them that they need to retire because they just don't know when to just rope it in. I don't begrudge them by no stretch of the imagination. But big up to
Yeah.
the guys in the comment section, Dan Dada, Jay Barnett, Kemperer, the doctors in the house, and also Nicardo Media House. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. King Chalice, big up yourself. Yes, the landlord, we all know who the landlord is a man that needs no introduction. But David, we have to talk about some positives. Me and you're probably singing from the same hymn sheet here, though we haven't discussed this one, but I think it's a good note to start off one. It's something that I picked up on, and I'm sure you probably clocked it as well. Don't know if you've discussed it on your channel. The gaffer. Before I put this live stream together, I was thinking, what topics can we discuss? And do you think that the gaffer Steve McClaren put his foot down? And let me try and like add some context to what I'm saying. So going into those two games there against uh Curacao and also Bermuda, I think it was, I can't remember if it was before the Curaçao match, but for this camp, we heard of an alleged training ground bust up, right, between the vice captain Damien Lowe and also Mason Holgate, and the fact that those two lads there sat on the bench for those two pivotal World Cup qualifiers, especially one which we lost 2-0 against Curacao on their home soil. What do you make of the fact that both of those guys there saw no game time? Because to me, that's a step in the right direction. It does hold water, even though no one from the Jamaica Football Federation have come out and confirmed the alleged training ground bust up. But I think the fact that those two lads, they saw 0 minutes and they hold the bench, I think it does hold water that this is some form of a disciplinary action. And if that is the case, what do you make of what the gaffer did?
All right, so yeah, we hear that the rumors as about the bus stop, right? Not, as I said, nothing was made public, which we understand. But then the mere fact that both of them get 0 minutes over the two legs. Now, the second leg, I can understand why both of them got 0 minutes, because again, I would think that the coach would not want to chop and change the centre half pairing that he chose for the first game against Curaçao. So I understood why he would try to keep the um the center half pairing together, right? However, the first game, all of us were very surprised to say that that game against Curacao was missing especially Damian Nanalo for his leadership, for his front footness and all of that. So one, yeah, you can look at it as to say that probably it was a discipline action where both of them got benched right throughout the two games. And you can also look at it that once they started against Curaçao, again, the coach didn't want to break up that continuity against for the second game, because he wants to keep with that level of cohesion and building up that on that, which I also spoke about, because what I didn't like initially was the fact that he broke up the center half pairing initially from the last round of games, because I would think that he would have gone with that. No, one of the things I was thinking is that big name players came back and he just had to play them. So Pinnock came back and he had to play Pinnock, because we all know Pinnock is class. So once you have a Pinnock in the team, you're gonna be forced to start Pinnock. Only a few coaches is gonna have a Ethan Pinnock in their national team and have a Ethan Pinnock on the bench. And so hold on, Ethan Pinnock. I started my two center half the last round when you were injured, and I'm gonna go again with them. So he didn't do that. He put back Ethan Pinnock because again, and he spoke about it in the press conference to say that these are some players that him trusts. Him say him have some players where basically him foot soldiers, some players that he can depend on. So bring back Ethan Pinnock and pairing him with Richard King again. We also scrutinized that to say that the center half pairing are a bit similar. But again, we don't know why him choose to do that. He can speculate to say that him probably do that because he didn't go for Nanalo because of a discipline action. Again, that's only speculation. But what I don't even want to come on to the second game that much, but putting the foot down, I think the putting the foot down aspect of it really showed in the second game when you come around to the second game. Wait, are you muted or wait? Is it my?
Oh, it's me. It's me.
Yeah.
I almost conceding a goal on us. Sorry about that. That's my bad. My bad. Before we get on to the second game, I do want to give you credit where credit's due, because you asked you've been smashing it in these press conferences, and you asked such a wonderful question the other day, paraphrasing. I think you know where I'm going with this one. It was about the question there about the number 9. I absolutely love that question. I didn't expect the reaction from the gaffer in terms of his response. But yeah, credits to you, man. You're growing and you're doing some wonderful stuff in these press conferences and also with your interviews as well. So keep on shining. But the number 9 situation, I am absolutely delighted with how Boza responded, because if he caught wind of the gaffer's response there, I would like to think that it wasn't intentional from Steve McClaren, because he didn't shine no lights on Shamar Nicholson, did he, in terms of talking about the number 9. He even mentioned a player, his foot soldier, who is clubless for the time being. And he spoke about other attackers like your Damari Gray, your boy Leon Bailey, Kaheem Dixon, Warner Brown, also Ronaldo Cephas, but he didn't mention Boza. But I do like the way that Shamar reacted. That's a professional response there from Shamar Nicholson, and I have to tip my hat off to him, because that's exactly the type of response that you want. I had him down for a brace, but I'm not going to complain about him. What's your thoughts there on how Shamar Nicholson responded? I mean, to me, he isn't given the credit that he deserves, because so far in this year's World Cup cycle, he's now netted 5 goals. What's your thoughts on Boza?
So before I go into Boza and the thoughts on that, as you said, when I asked the coach about the expected goals, right? Again, when the coach went into the strikers, I think he deliberately leave out Boza because he mentioned everybody except Boza. So even people were saying that, well, and the coach figured so we have a striker named Boza, why I'm call everybody name. And then the very next match to see him start Boza, it seemed like a bit of mind game by the coach to like basically hide him and make everybody forget about Boza. And yeah, but to be honest, I'm always one that says then when Shamar Nicholson, not only Shamar Nicholson, you have a few players. When them put on this black, gold, and green jersey, I think them transform. You know, like Superman when time is Clark Kent regularly, and then when them put on him cape, him turn Superman. I think some
Yeah.
players, when them put on a black, gold, and green, them transform. Very
Mm.
transform, and you can't bet against them. Bet against them at your own peril. That's something I think about. And I'm thinking about players from the past, like Darren Mattocks. Darren Mattocks, when he
Oh
put on
my.
this,
Yes.
is a different footballer. And not that he is different because he plays, so I guess everywhere there, but you can depend on him like 1, 2, 3. You get me? I say you can
Oh
depend
my,
on
yeah.
them like 1, 2, 3. So I
Listen,
think
you nostalgia. I like that. I like that. Giles Barnes as well. And
yeah, some
I
players,
mean
man,
Winfred Schaefer. I love that.
when you put on that jersey, so like Shelton them. So the thing is with Bowser, I know that when Bowser goes out there, Bowser and to be honest, this was Bowser linking up play. This was like a different type of Bowser. And yes, a lot of people can talk about the level that we played to the level of the opposition. But again, we've seen us playing against lower level oppositions and we play down to them levels. So this was we call it a professional display, especially from
Mhm.
Bowser, linking play, putting in work, getting on the score sheet as well. Um, it was just an all-round good display from Bowser. And again, we're gonna talk about some things where I think would have aided Bowser's game, but on Bowser, I expect that from Shamar Nicholson when he put on this black, gold, and green jersey.
I like that. I'm gonna stick a pin in it and big up the guys there in the comment section. I don't want to make them feel like they're being left out. We've actually got the edit boss and the landlord in the comment section. Right, so got Nicardo and Ryan in the comment section. So big up the lads. Mario, big up yourself. Island Boy, big up yourself. Toffee Rudy, big up yourself. Sandra, big up yourself. Danny Dread, big up yourself. Hercott Bennett. Bent. That's a unique name. Big up yourself. Entertainment, I think your name is, or yeah, it must be Entertainment. I think that's an abbreviation. 876. Big ups to you. Pyramedia, big ups to yourself. Frankie Live, big ups to yourself. Make sure you like and subscribe to all the lads there in the comment section with their respective YouTube channel. Okay, and we're going to continue. I'm glad that you go on there.
Yeah, so before we move on from Bowser, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's my chain of thought. That's my chain.
No, I actually
Right,
wanted to
right,
talk
right.
about. I think you was talking about Bowser's attributes. I wanted to touch on Bowser a little
Oh,
bit there, but
yeah, I remember. So,
bit of
so
a flary he's got this little bit of a flary I think he's got a bit of a flair to his game.
So
People are gonna shoot me
Crystal
down
on
and
the
say
pile, when
no.
pile the man at the one pile, at the pile, it was a neat pile still. No? In a Jamaica we call that boy get him flick the man and pass it down the line to guy Dixon. But I just remember what I was saying about Bowser. I remember a lot of people saying that Bowser wasn't even deserving to be in the squad. I remember people say, but Bowser not at club level to be in the squad, and this is what we have to recognize. You have some baller where the coach is foot soldier. I know. I have only coached at minor league level. When I'm talking about, I think we coach for under 9, baby level. I mean, I tell you, you have some players and my foot soldier them. No matter what, parents have to go vex with me. Just imagine coaching adults and having some players where you can depend on, and that's just it. I'm just thinking so the coach have some players where him can depend on, and so long as those players are playing the requisite minute, and sometimes him just want most of them fit. And that's just the coach's playing style. But again, the coach would have learned a lot of lessons from the first game, and he would have, I guess he would assist some things that he would have implemented in the second game. But Bowser, people that count out Bowser, people that say, yo, not they not deserve for that, but that is Bowser for you. Never count out Bowser at your peril. That means it.
I think Boss is a bit like Marmite, you know, because people you either like him or you don't. And I think one thing about our fan base, no matter what you do, once they make their mind up that they don't like you could score the winning goal that takes us back to the World Cup for the first time since '98. And I just kind of feel like it'd be like, yeah, that's your job. You're supposed to do that. So we're very determined when we decide that we don't like a person, and we just kind of keep it moving in that regard. Steve Powell, massive thank you there for your super chat. Big up yourself. Definitely putting that in my back pocket. Can probably buy myself a little cup of tea when I'm on the road at some points. But yeah, he's got a bit of a flair to him, and I saw little glimpses of that in the game the other night against can't remember their name. What is their name again?
Curaçao or
Bermuda.
Bermuda? Which one? Bermuda?
Bermuda, the guys they're in their pink kit. I like their pink kit. But you were at the stadium, so you probably saw this from a different perspective. What was the vibe like inside the stadium in Kingston?
All right, so the stadium one was not full. I don't
Mm.
know if I was surprised about that. I think it was like 50% full. I think they announced that it was 16,000 people, which is a decent amount of people. And as usual, the first thing first is that the people came on Jamaican time. I will know what Caribbean time is and Jamaican time is. We don't know when we're gonna change that. The last game I see it scheduled
Work
for.
day as well, though. Remember, bro, it was a work day as well, so maybe they're coming in late, from work and school.
Yeah, that's true. But may I tell you, that's what we do. We do it really justly. I didn't know this to Krista. We don't have to go around the thing. We do it really justly. But the vibe in the stadium eventually when people them load up the stadium, and it was nice.
Yeah,
It's, again, me did spend most of the time over grandstand. I know that that's not where the vibe is. The vibe the over bleachers. So
beaches,
that's the one thing I'm the wrong. But
different class,
yeah,
different party,
different gravy over bleachers, man. All that vibe
different.
over bleachers. Grandstand you have to build your own vibe, and some vibes are there over there, but not as much. But yeah, traffic on a work day. So yeah, the vibe in the stadium as usual. Jamaican people, once we get in it, once we start, have to sip. Once the bar game start roll, after the first 15 minutes too, and the man them getting out the bar game, fed into the crowd because I can tell you the first 15 minutes I think some nerves they start kicking. To be honest,
Mm.
I think the crowd that get restless for the first about until the first goal score. And I think before the first goal score, when we start and put this ball down and knock it. So yeah, but once the crowd get in it, once we get going, may I tell you, it was a joy. It was a game that I really enjoyed. Irrespective
Same.
of who the oppositions were, it's a game
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed.
I agree with you. I definitely enjoyed it. I was sat here. I think that game kicked off around 1 a.m. my time, and it felt like a little bit of a slow burner. By the first quarter of an hour, I was sat there and I was thinking to myself, don't tell me I'm going to sit here for 90 plus minutes and watch a long ball FC, because that would have pissed me right off. I wouldn't have ended the stream. I would not have been a happy bunny. But again, credit to the lads, credit to the coaching staff, and also credits to the guys there in the stadium, the 12th man, because one thing I liked about the team performance is they didn't tap into that insanity approach. They tried different types of implementation in terms of how to get into the rhythm, and more importantly uh break the deadlock. So what they started off with was, I'm sure you can touch on this long ball over the top, which I absolutely despise. But then gradually they started to do different things, such as playing the ball out from the back, playing out from the back to midfield, from the back to the wings, and so on. So I like the idea that they were trying a different approach. But what do you make of how the team performed in Kingston, Jamaica?
All right, so as you said, on a whole, I think we were trying to find where the spaces were and where we're gonna find more jobs. So even initially when we were playing the long passes, God, them say long ball, long passes. I think it was to try to figure out which flank or which one of our wingers could have gotten in behind, because I can recall some of the first long pass them was trying to send Kaim Dixie in behind and then Cephas in behind, and then I think it was just to test out how the opposition balance was, especially. So once we put this ball down, and then man like Casey Palmer really decided that he gonna take up this ball, this game for him head. Even
Yes, he
before him,
did.
him squared the ball for the own goal. Him decide. So me I said, okay, Casey Palmer realized that okay, they're not pressing me, And me I tell you, if you not press Casey Palmer, you're gonna pay. And me I tell you, Casey Palmer take up this ball game, put it on him head. Him was the first man. That before Isaac Hayden really came into the game, because we're gonna talk about Isaac Hayden later. But Casey Palmer was the first man who decided say, I'm gonna take this ball put upon him. Then Kyle Dixon started feeling the vibe. And the thing is
Oh
with Kyle
my,
Dixon,
yes.
I know that people criticize him to say that he was trying too much. But Kyle Dixon realized that, okay, I'm gonna drift more inside. So he was drifting inside, linking play. I remember one of the first thing he did was find himself around in the center circle. I'm like, yo, no, my right wing at this. What am I doing at the center circle? Where am I link up? But he wanted the ball, but him and Casey Palmer were the first two, I would say, set the tone to say, all right, this is the game. We're going to take up this game, power and we're going to play some ball. And I remember the first chance that was created was Casey Palmer. Dribble. Everybody else said, look at the ball, pass. Him pass the ball, wait the perfect pass. And it was to Cephas, and Cephas tried a left foot finish. I don't know if you remember that pass. And it went straight to the keeper, and the keeper saved it. So that was the first bit of intent. But a Casey Palmer really just decided to say, yo, I'm going to take up this game from my hand. And then Kyle Dixon getting at the vibe, and then it was Bowser and Dixon link up. But yeah, the first man for really take up this football, it was Casey Palmer.
Casey Palmer. And again, Casey Palmer is one of those players, a bit like Marmite. I remember when he made his reintroduction into the team, and I was looking at his performances and I was thinking maybe it's to do with a combination of the two, the fact that we lack squad depth or even good, sorry for saying this, good midfield options. But when he made his reintroduction into the team, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I think that position is yours. It's yours to be challenged for and so on. But again, he's a bit like Marmite. You either like him or you don't. But the performance against Bermuda in Jamaica, he really was trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. He was heavily involved from the early stages, as was Kahim Dixon. So I was really liking the show of performance there from Casey, and I'm hoping that they can just continue when we go away to Trinidad and Tobago, which is probably going to be a dogfight. I'm sure they're waiting to do something dangerous to us, and obviously close off against Curaçao on home ground and in Kingston, Jamaica. Next month, I think that is about almost 1 month away, so time flies. But Casey Palmer, Kahim Dixon, also Ronaldo Cephas. Ronaldo, if I'm not mistaken, you interviewed Ronaldo Cephas, right?
Yeah, I have an interview with Ronaldo. So I need to drop it on the channel as well, but yeah, I did. But before because it seems like you've gone into the game without talking about a topic, which is the coach put his foot down. No,
No. You know what? Bro, I'm so sorry to confuse you. Feel free to talk about whatever you want to talk about because I've got so many different topics. I should have explained that to you, right?
Oh
Because I probably
yeah.
confused you. So my apologies. All right.
Yeah, so in regards to the coach putting his foot down, I think putting the foot down was the changes that he made. Because the changes that he made, I'm telling you, I don't know what was your thought before the game, but I remember like seeing the starting lineup and I'm like, huh? This is some bold move by the coach, man. Because I'm like, no way. None of us could have guessed that Shamar Nicholson would have started that game. Tell me the truth,
Bro, you've
could you
hit
have
the
guessed
nail
that?
on the head. I didn't even think of this when I was putting the show together. I just wanted to talk about him very briefly, but you've hit the nail on the head. And shame on me because this is something that I've heavily criticized him about since he came in, since the gaffer came in. I'm like, when are you gonna put your foot down? When are you gonna actually put? Because let's remind ourselves, David, that this is a guy that when he took over the England job, he sent the likes of David Beckham, one of the biggest superstars in world football. He sent him on his marching orders. He told him, "You're not part of my plan. Give me that captain's armband. That's no longer yours." He did the same to Sol Campbell, and he did the same to David James as well. The problem with this is while I am happy to give him credit, I'm still a little bit hesitant because I'm thinking, are you being selective with when to put your foot down and when not to put your foot down? Of course, if he takes us to the World Cup, none of this will matter. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, he did put his foot down, and the changes did surprise me. I was definitely surprised by the changes. And but more importantly, I was happy with Shamar Nicholson. I was happy to see him included in in the starting 11 leading the line.
So I think the real putting the foot down change was putting back Amari Bell on the bench. I think that was where he's like, all right then, because here's the thing. Tactically, there's no reason based on how he played. There's no real reason to have taken out Amari Bell because here's the thing. Amari Bell has been playing all season long as a centre at his club. Now in build up, I didn't know this again, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not the first time I'm seeing one of our wing backs inverted. But who was the first coach that got our wing backs one of our wing back inverted? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know say I know you're not hearing me right now because you look on your earphone.
I think
But
I'm
yeah,
having the same issues that I had earlier on, but keep on talking. I can hear you, but it's
yeah.
just like cutting in and out.
Okay, so yeah, one of the first things that having Dexter inverted, which I think that for me, I don't know if it's something that you can take lightly, but I think it's a modern way of playing because growing up, I can never remember like having right backs or left back inverting in midfield. I can't remember that. I can't remember
It
that
was the
before.
thing.
It wasn't a thing.
Not a thing.
I think when actually Pep Guardiola really started it
Yeah,
when
that
he have
wasn't
him
the
right
thing
back and
growing up.
invert and become an extra midfielder. It was that thing. So when me see now my coach I make my team have a fullback a invert, I'm like, okay, this is modern football. Because this is where football is and this is modern football. So now, but what happens tactically when you have your fullback a invert is that your rest defense, you have a back three because you can't just leave your two center of them alone exposed. Because what happens is that Dexter becomes a central midfielder, which forms a double six now with Isaac Aiden, right? So when Dexter and Isaac Aiden become a double pivot, what you need behind them is the three defenders, and then what basically Gregory became was a left center back. Because if you can remember the game, Greg Lade wasn't bombing up and down that feel like Greg Lade usually does because Greg Lade to me is the better left back both ways, especially attacking. He's the best left back attacking, but Greg Lade wasn't overlapping no Cephas. Greg Lade leave all of the width right there for Cephas, and Greg Lade was basically coming inside to form a back three when we were on the ball. So I'm thinking to myself, there's no reason for him to have changed Greg Lade because I think Amari Bell could have done that perfectly. So that's the first thing. So making that Amari Bell Greg Lade change, I don't know why I'm decided to do it, but that is the first. Putting your foot down. All right, then Amari Bell, you are the quote unquote bigger baller with a bigger name, but guess what? Greg Lade me I use. So that are the first, that are the one who I really say, hold on, him really can put Amari Bell on the bench and use Greg Lade, especially when we're playing like this. Now in midfield, we all expected Isaac in to come back in.
Yep.
That was expected. We expect him to be paired with Bobby Reed. That was expected. But also bringing back Casey Palmer and putting John Russell on the bench. That was also another big call because again, we talk about John Russell's game and then we know the goal that he scored and we are saying that without the goals, it seems like there's something lacking from him when he's playing that number 10 role. Because yes, he's a good box crusher. He reminds me so much of Fellaini. I keep on bring up Fellaini. When I talk about John Russell, I talk about Fellaini. He's that kind of baller. He wants to get himself in the box. So that was also a big call again. Another big call was actually putting Campbell on the bench. None of us saw that coming again. I would have think that all right, then if he's gonna make that call and take Campbell off the right, he would have put Campbell on the left, and probably see if us would have seen from the bench. So it was some big calls, and those I don't know if I put him foot down, but those are some big calls. You need a coach to make them big calls.
Yeah, it's a bit of a. I'm gonna leave it to say that it was him that put his foot down because I really and truly we don't know who made some of those shot calling decisions there. But could it also be a case there, King, that he's potentially trying to throw off the opponent? Because I think you said that at the start of the stream, right? By not naming Boza, was he trying to not show his cards? Was he trying to keep his cards close to the chest by making some necessary adjustments there that we, the fans, didn't expect? And if we didn't expect it, quite obviously the opponents wouldn't have predicted who would be in the starting 11. So you're not really sure how to prepare your team to face off against those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the things that would have helped with the selection would have been Cephas would have been one of the players that would have scored in the first leg. It's not first leg, but it was the first game
Get
against
you. I
Bermuda.
get you. I
So
get you.
Cephas would have scored in that game. I know a lot of people that said that he didn't have the best game, but I remember him dribbling from, I think, about half line or way around one part and finding the back of the net. So Cephas would have done that. So I guess he would have do the maths and say Cephas up against the right back. In the interview, Mr. left back by a mistake, but Cephas up against the right back, Cephas would have had that right back ticket. Then no, one of the things, if you can remember this, remember that I think it was a Unity Cup. I don't remember, but remember when Campbell and Dixie was there and the coach was asked the question. The coach was asked, yo, I think somebody asked the coach blatantly, coach, why is Campbell on the bench and Dixie starting? And in the club, it was Campbell starting. And I don't remember what the excuse was or the reason was, because I don't want to say excuse. I don't remember what the reason was, but one of the things that a lot of people were saying that Campbell was playing a lot left wing. So a lot of people were saying that Dixon is out and out the better right winger because he was playing a lot of right wing at the time, irrespective of him not playing the first team, but it was youth football. But I remember people saying that Dixon was the better right winger. So people were saying that even though Campbell can play right wing, and we saw Campbell 2 games. I'm not second game against Curaçao the other day, Campbell was really good on the right wing. And then the same thing that we criticize most of our wingers for, even the commentator criticized Campbell for his end product. And I can see what Campbell is doing. Campbell is excellent. He might beat the man every day. But when he cut this ball inside and put it on him left foot, just like Kaim Dixon actually, I think they struggle when time they have to put this ball on the weaker left foot and try to get the shot off. Because I can remember Dixon dropping his shoulder, putting the ball on his left foot and kick it in a rosette. And I'm like, all right, that is his weaker foot. We know that. So at the same problem, Campbell have Dixon have right there. Now, I'll come back to the right wing something and the left foot something because we saw a left footer, we saw actual left footer come on that right wing and we saw how it's supposed to look. But before I reach out this, I explain the whole Campbell Dixon thing. Now, one of the things we also went in Dixon's favor was the fact that I guess the coach decided to start Shamar Nicholson. Now, me did a reason with my bridging then, and one of the things I was looking at is that I think that game I will start Burrell because we haven't seen Burrell. So I'm like, yo, Burrell needs to get a run out. And then I was thinking that we could have played a 2-striker because it's against Bermuda. So I'm like, I would expect Brownman and Burrell for start. Probably we can play a 2, probably something similar to a 4-4-2. I know a lot of people say 4-4-2 King because a lot of people don't understand. So playing a 4-4-2 can be a really attacking formation, especially if it was Aiden, Bobby Reed. You have your 2 winger them and 2 center forward. I think that's what I was expecting to happen. So the coach went with Shamar Nicholson, and then the coach also recognized the cohesion, or what's the word? You have another word for it. The chemistry between Shamar Nicholson and Kaim Dixon. So I think the coach went with Shamar Nicholson and Kaim Dixon. And if you can check the spots, the coach, I think one of the games the coach brought on Kaim Dixon and Shamar Nicholson together. I think that was in the stadium. I think that was at stadium. The first game we played, Trinidad at stadium, both of them came on together. And I think the coach constantly, every time he bring on Kaim, Shamar wasn't far behind. So him see the chemistry between Kaim Dixon and Shamar Nicholson, and he chose to keep that together. And then him see what's happening to, I guess he banked on Cephas, and him keep Cephas right. So again, yes, we know we're going to who or whatever is picking the side, but me I try to think about the thought process that would have gone in behind a Dixon and a Shamar out there. And that is why I asked the question now in the press conference. When I asked the coach blatantly, I said, coach, the jungle connection. And let me tell you this, Tala.
That was a great question.
I saw in the Jamaica Gleaner. The Jamaica Gleaner today posted Trenchtown connection. And if me could have think of it, I would have used the word Trenchtown because probably the coach didn't know Trenchtown, but me literally did want the coach say to himself, what is a jungle? Ask himself what is a jungle, and then if you don't know what is a jungle, at least now you know that, oh yeah, the players come from jungle, that's down at Arnett. So I
Yeah.
think it's the chemistry between them. But I don't want to go on too much more about that. But yeah,
No, please, because that was actually one of my questions. That was actually literally one of my questions for you about that whole idea of representation being key to all of that. Because I love, like I said, it's a brilliant question. And if anything, you would have taught him something, because he probably turned to like Simon, Simon Preston, and said, what was he referring to when he asked me X, Y, Z? So you probably taught him something in that regard. But I love the question because, again, as you know, I'm very big on representation. And I think it's a brilliant question because both for the women's and the men's team, we rely heavily on the diaspora. And there's obviously nothing wrong with that. Play who the better players are, irrespective of location and league and so on. But surely, for the lads there playing in the Jamaica Football Premier League, or the guys there from Rima, that is like an unbelievable thing to witness. Three guys there from similar parts of Jamaica leading the front line. Surely that's going to inspire the guys there, not just from Rima, not just from Arnett, but just across Jamaica, and also the JPL. Like, look what we can achieve if we apply ourselves correctly.
so I wasn't even looking at it that way, which is a good way to look at it as well. But I was looking at it from this way. Me and ya par Crystal, and me and ya
Yeah,
play ball. You gonna know how or
I get
how
where you're
me
going. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
chemistry
So the
between,
connection, yeah,
I think
yeah, the
the
connection.
connection, especially between Bowser and Dixon, I was looking at it. So that Cephas is also came from the same location in terms of playing ball. It just so because I don't think Cephas, because if you look at even Kaim Dixon page, it's Kaim
Mm.
Dixon, Shamar, Kaim Dixon, Shamar, Kaim Dixon, Shamar. I can
Big
see the
bro,
connection
little
in the
bro,
field.
yeah, yeah,
Big
yeah,
bro,
like
little bro. So
big
it was
bro.
coming from that thought process, honestly. So, and I think we call it combinations are important on the football field, because
Yeah,
football is a team sport. But what you need is people to who complement each other best, and that's what one of the things that why we were saying that Richard King and Ethan Pinnock probably don't combine probably don't complement each other best because their styles are a bit similar, right? I would have said
yeah,
that a Nanalo would have probably complement a Richard King best, or a Nanalo would have probably complement a Ethan Pinnock best, or a Oldgate would have probably complement one of them best. So the complement, the combination or connection with players also important on this football field,
yes, it
because
is.
chemistry is important, especially with that. So when I saw that the two of them start, especially Bowser and Dixon. That's my thought process. And then when we go look back on the games, them both of them are come on together in a national stadium. Every time Dixon come on, Shamar is near. Every time Shamar come on, Dixie is near. So the coach recognize something about their games. And sometimes you have to earnest that as a coach as well. You know, say someone will look on it and say, yo, a friend ball game, but not a friend ball game, because I don't think them hug the ball and not share it with other people. But if you have two players with a certain connection out there, you have to know for earnest it as a coach, and that is how I looked at it initially.
No, I think you've touched on something quite important there. And obviously not just like the club connection that you alluded to. We also don't know what goes on the training ground, which is quite fundamental to your team selection, isn't it? If you recognize that there's a front three there that is building that chemistry, surely it makes sense to apply it in the match itself, especially when we're in a position where it's like we must win because we're so close to qualifying for the World Cup. But I think you're right. And while you were speaking, the one thing that also hit me was the surprise drop in there of Tyrese Campbell, because if anything, I think that was the exclusion that surprised me the most, given
Yeah.
his performance for the last game, right? Because he was trying. Yes, there were maybe one or two occasions there where he could have passed the ball to a teammates. I think even Ronaldo Cephas, one of the teammates there from the Curaçao game. But it is what it is. It's in the past. So I think if anything, Tyrese Campbell surprised me. And he is not going to drop Ronaldo Cephas. I think Ronaldo Cephas is his foot soldier, isn't it? Or I'd like to think so. Or do you think the fact that he didn't drop Cephas and maybe put Tyrese Campbell out on the opposite side? Because that's what I thought he would have done in the Curaçao match. I thought that the two lads would potentially interchange just to see what would work best rather than doing this insanity approach. But do you think that he will drop Ronaldo Cephas either for one of the bigger names to come or Tyrese Campbell for the top two last remaining games?
So I remember when Demara Gray came back in the side, and we all thought that Dimi was gonna go on the left hand side. And what we saw he did was the coach played Demara Gray as a number 10 and still did have Cephas out there. I remember one of the games when I'm like, surely Ronaldo Cephas is gonna come off the field. And I think Ronaldo Cephas have a whole lot of minutes under this coach, to be honest. So I think the
So
coach, I just said, when I'm foot soldier, them the coach have a liking for Cephas, and Cephas is one of those players, if he's in the game, may I tell you, it's like Cephas will give you a moment. And we know the football is a game of moments, because a lot of people like to think about this. I hear this narrative running that if Cephas tries a dribble 10 times, people don't realize, there's rarely a player in world football who can try 10 dribble and be 8 successful. Most of the time, the average player, I can try 10 dribble and a 5 of them are going to be successful or less. And literally the top 1% at the German Dokus of this world, and I don't know who else. But literally, if you're not looking at German Doku, so I understand that, especially, and Cephas would have
and
recognized.
he gets a lot of bashing as well, doesn't he? Doku gets a lot of bashing as well.
Doku gets a lot of bashing, but in terms of 1v1, Doku is beating you 9 out of 10 times. But he still gets a lot of bashing because he's not doing something right. He's finishing. Yeah. I think, especially having that interview with Cephas, and then he explained himself about him really working on these things, and you could see it out there, trying to square with his left foot. And to me, Cephas have a good left foot square. I never expect him to have such a good left foot square. But Cephas, me I tell you can't account out Cephas. Cephas are one of them who account out at your own peril. But again, the major surprise would have been Campbell, because I never see it coming as well. I really never see it coming. As I told you before the game, I really thought it would have been Kadamachi and Roman Burrell as the front two. Campbell on the left. And I would think that probably must start Dixon on the right, and Cephas would have gone to the bench with Isaac Hayden and Bobby Reid in the center midfield. That's what I think it would happen. But to my surprise, the coach went the other way and it worked like a champ.
Speaking of Demarai Gray, before it slips my mind, he is actually all set for the weekend's game against Hull. Birmingham City gearing up to face Hull and given the green light by his gaffer. So he basically answered the question there in the pre-match press conference, and he said that Demarai Gray is fine. He was just a precautionary decision. So to take him back to the UK, that was more of a precautionary call. So that's a massive thumbs up for us, because obviously next month is squeaky bum time, and it is go hard or go home, or maybe a case, God forbid, stay at home, because we would already been on home soil. So great to hear that Demarai Gray is fit and healthy. Should be playing over the weekend, hopefully. And your boy LB, he is back for Roma as well, back training for Roma. What we're gonna do with the both of them, like in your honest opinion, what do you think the gaffer's gonna do with Gray and Bailey?
Straight up, Crystal, class, and from
Gaffer, I knew you would say this.
Gray and Bailey. That's what the man them have to say me is them say me love the starter, them and me love the big name players. Them, but it is what it is. Leon Bailey.
Don't you believe in the old-fashioned saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it?
I believe in that, but all right. So for me, my principle with that is mainly with my defense. You see, my defense, I like continuity, especially my defense, because I know say cohesion, chemistry. That's so especially I don't like the chopping and changing. So in regards to on that right wing, a lot of people is also asking, could it be Whisper that should be starting? And that's a good question as well, because we're supposed to touch on Whisper. But like we touch on Bailey a different gravy. Bailey a different gravy. Give me a different gravy. The coach have to find a way to put Bailey and Green Eye team. You must figure it out.
I think he will. I think both of them will be in the team because, as I said, they both now made their return back from Demarai Gray a little bit for injury scare, and Leon is back on grass. So I think they will be part of the call-up for next month's window. It's just for me, are you starting them? Is that what you're saying, that you're starting both of them?
Well, if them fit.
Who are you taking out the team?
Who taking out the team?
Yeah,
anybody,
starting 11.
anybody started on the right wing. I'm sorry, I have to find a different
Names,
player.
call names,
Dixon,
King,
but
call names.
Bailey over Dixon,
See,
that just goes without saying. Dixon started the right wing, Campbell started the right wing. Both of them, Ali and Bailey can start the right wing for me. Any day Ali and Bailey fit, Bailey's out there. And I like them in the number 10. So who was playing the number 10? Who played number 10 last time out? Casey Palmer. Probably Casey Palmer gonna be the odd man out. So me, alright, so here's some for names. I
yeah.
think Casey Palmer gonna be the odd man out and Dixon gonna be the odd man out. Dixon can't come back off the bench. I guess again I asked the coach about the question. Now let me address something. Brazil Dina saying that the question I asked, I have to be careful with the question that I asked because it's highlighting one specific. Let me read it word for word. You can bring it up if you choose to.
Which comment is it? Pick up
To
the
be
guys in the
honest,
comment
listen, to be honest,
section.
King, that question was not with bad intentions, but could have negative implications and highlighting a specific community. So it's not about the community. And even though I explained myself, but take the time out to explain myself, I say it not to do with the community, but it have to do with the fact that these two players seem to have chemistry. So now we have 4 players in the team from Charlton, right? How much players we have in the team from Charlton? 4 or 3? No,
Who we got? We got Dixon's
Bev,
out on loan at Crawley
Dixie's
Town,
on
isn't
loan,
he?
Cara Anderson, and Campbell. Now,
Yeah.
if so, for instance, if Cara Anderson and Dixon were playing together, and Cara Anderson, Dixon, and Campbell was playing together, and those 3 would have been the ones that started, me that probably ask the same question because me that say, okay, them 3 there at club level have a certain level of chemistry, so it's not.
Yeah.
So people, this is the thing, the nitpicking nature of what's happening right now. We can't talk football for what football is. Everything me have. Yes, I'm gonna explain myself for me. I love this, but anyways. But yeah, so
You do what you're comfortable with. Look, I saw it. Listen, football is a game of opinions, and it's so funny that we're all talking about one subject. You have your own interpretation. My interpretation was you was talking about representation, which I like,
and that
and
wasn't
someone
it.
Brazildina is talking about something else. So football is a game of opinion. We're all entitled to express ourselves. Big ups to the lads in the comments section. Issa Allen, the president of the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow them on all social media as well. Big up yourself, Farmer. Big up yourself. All the lads in the comments section. I will turn my eye to the comments section in a short few. But before I should forget, I think I've had my thoughts have gone. I've lost it. I can't remember what I was going to say to you. I lost
Yeah,
train of thought.
but to continue
The
on
big
that
calls.
note,
Yeah, the big calls.
yeah, the big calls. So now, as I said, Bailey, once Bailey is fit, I'm starting Leon Bailey. The real question now is what happens to Kaim Dixon, what happens to Whisper. And I'm just thinking that if Leon Bailey is in the team, Leon Bailey definitely starts on the right hand side, and Dixon and
It's
Whisper just have to
definite
come off
though,
of the bench.
King. I don't think it's definite.
You don't think
I
it's
don't think it's
definite?
definite. I think, look, I don't want to go into that game because obviously some people are like, we can afford to lose against Trinidad and beat Curaçao on home soil. I don't like that approach. I want to go to Trinidad and Tobago and knock the stuffing out of them. Last thing I want to do is to go be complacent, mess around with something that you don't need to mess around with. Again, if it's not broken, why try to fix it? And I think it's something that we need to keep our eye on because there's no saying that Leon Bailey is going to accumulate the necessary minutes there to bring his body up to match fitness. Remember, he hasn't played since last season. He signed for Roma, and unfortunately, in his first training session, he injured himself. So technically, he isn't match fit. While he might be physically fit, he's still not match fit. And I don't think you want to take that gamble to say go ahead and start him just yet. And I would actually fancy Leon Bailey coming off the bench, and I would fancy Demarai Gray coming off the bench because you can argue that your substitute is more important than your starting 11. You can't underestimate the power of the substitutes.
Yeah, so and again, this is where football philosophy, football is a beautiful game of opinion. I understand where I come from when you say because the coach call it the starters and the finishers, right? And the substitutes are the finishers. Now, for me, I like to be a front foot. I like my team to be front footed. So now, while you want your big hitters to come off the bench, I want my big hitters to be out there, put their foot on the throat, go for a love up, and then you carry on other people. That's how I look at it. Now, I understand that you're saying that there's no giving. There's really no giving. There's really no giving in regardless of what we do. Now, I just said we spoke about the chemistry with a Shamar and a Dixon, right? So yes, the chemistry is there with a Shamar and Dixon. You can choose to go again with that. But how can you have Demarai Gray in the team and have Demarai Gray coming off this bench? But I just can't see it. Honestly, God,
Argument for
can't
that.
see
The
it.
argument for that, King, is, and I'm not throwing shade at the lads, and we're not trying to bash them. We're just trying to have a healthy conversation. The argument to that is, what did those two lads do when they were given the opportunity to grab games by the scruff of the neck, to be the man, to be the baller Bailey, to be the Damara Gray that we knew? When Damara Gray first came and started to play for Jamaica, he was like a gloves at a crime scene, perfect fit. He fitted in like a missing puzzle to our puzzle piece. So it's no shade on those lads there, but I think there's enough arguments there to say, and obviously sometimes they haven't fulfilled potential, and that's due to things such as injuries, which they can't get away from. But the argument again is there. We're dealing with two players there, one with an injury scare and one coming back from injury. So it's almost like, again, that insanity approach. We've seen how they play when they're coming back from injury. Why take that gamble now is what I'm saying.
So first thing is that it's a good problem to have. It's a
It's a
very good
beautiful
problem. It's a
problem.
beautiful problem, and
It's a beautiful problem.
the coach have headache. He might also speak about that in a press conference. He might already I think about it, headache for pick the squad. The 26-man squad is gonna be some head scratchers. Let me tell you from now, people, to start complaining from now. Because some of the favorites, they might get left out of the squad. 26 man, it's not an infinite number. So some favorites have to get left out because again, I guess you can safely say Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey comes back in the squad, right? We can agree on that.
I don't know, King. We can't. I know you're the king, and I don't want you to chop off my head or whatever, but
no,
I can't agree,
not the
King.
11 in the squad.
In the squad, oh, absolutely, in the squad,
in the
squad.
26-man squad.
Oh yeah, in the squad, yeah.
But
in the squad.
no, when you talk about them coming back in the squad, you have to also talk about, just like you put me on the line, who drops out of the squad, because that's
and I was going to ask you that. I was going to pass the ball and ask you that. Remember, we're playing cage football tonight. I was going to ask you that.
No, me ask you because you put me on the line. So now it's back up.
I love that question. So are we saying that? So basically, you're cheeky. What you're doing is you're going to drop Whisper, aren't you?
No, you want me to don't ask me. Don't ask me. When you're ready to ask me, I'll explain myself. It's on you now.
I think that's what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to.
Don't guess what I'm gonna do.
Do you know what? You put me on the spot there. I like that on my own channel. I can't believe it. All right, let's go ahead and stick a pin in it and look at that team again, because my memory is going to just. Let's look at that team. Where's the team? I want to see if I can bring up the team lineups. Let's see if I can look at this lineup to remember. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing the screen.
All right, so you know what? He's got some big calls to make. Is he going to drop Whisper? I think that's the first one.
No. Here's the thing, Crystal. Who you drop? I'm putting you on the line right now. Who you drop? I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna drop in. But who you drop?
See? This goes back to what I said about him putting his foot down. While I like what he has done, I can only give you the full credit when November has come and gone. It's such a tough one. It's a big call. Listen. If I see nothing from Leon Bailey between now and when we need to do the call up, Whisper stays. Because that's the position that he's going to take, isn't it?
So if Whisper stays, that means if Bailey is fit. If Bailey is fit,
if he's fit, there's a difference between being fit and being match fit, though, isn't it?
Okay, so if he's fit and match fit, I'm putting
producing the goods.
Let's keep it in, Crystal. Let's go.
And producing the goods. And producing the goods.
Yeah, but
if he's delivering, then yeah, why bring him into the team, as in into the call up. But if he's not producing, if he's looking a little bit rugged, why am I going to bring him into the team? Fine, I wouldn't bring him into the team because I think you're handicapping yourself.
Yeah, all right. Remember, you're dealing with a hypothetical situation. But if he's fit, looking good, match fit.
I forgot I'm talking to Bailey CEO, you know.
People, honestly, say, Crystal, you're not running tonight. We're doing this tonight. Let's go.
No, seriously. If Bailey is fit,
Yeah.
physically fit and match fit, but he's still looking as if he's not quite there, it's not 100%. I'm not sure how you can drop Whisper for him.
But there are other players in the team, though. All right, let me help you out.
So who else? So who
there's a
else would
26
you
man
drop?
squad. I think I think you would find players if you brought up a 26 man squad. I'm trying to help her out here. You know, people want to see me. I help.
Look, you're trying to squeeze Bailey into the
I'm
team.
showing
All
you
right,
a
all
life
right.
right now. I'm
All right.
showing
If I look at this squad, right, I reckon the names that's going to get dropped since you're trying to squeeze Bailey into the team, I reckon possibly Frey might get dropped for him. Burrow as well. I didn't even remember Burrow might get dropped. So those are the two names there that stands out.
And
I think it might.
also remember that 3 players didn't make the squad because 20 it's only a 23-man squad that you can select on match day from the 26th. Also remember that 3 players. The 3 players that we're missing are Anglin. Anglin was out. Latibodier was out, and Seymour Reid was out. So I'm giving you 3 players.
Okay, I'm gonna let you lead for a second. Someone said I should do a poll to say who should get dropped, Whisper, Dixon, or Bailey. So since they're the ones that we're catering to, let me go ahead and do the poll. That's a good shout. Who? Let's do Leon Bailey to avoid confusion. Leon Bailey, Dixon. What did they say? Dixon or Whisper? Is that what the comment says? Dixon or Whisper?
I don't think it comes down to Dixon or Whisper because I think you might find a squad where Dixon, Whisper, Bailey, and Gray is in it. Because as I just explained, I think Seymour Reid. Remember that? All right. So all right. Let me answer the question now since I put you on the line because you wasn't looking at the squad. I'm here looking at the whole 26-man squad. And before I look at the 26-man squad, I really think about it, and it was easy for me because again, we brought in Seymour Reid. We brought in Seymour Reid, and Seymour Reid again didn't even make one of the match day squads. So Seymour Reid would probably be the easy target to say, all right, Seymour Reid, you came in around the team, you know that we're looking at you. So Seymour Reid would have been one of the easy ones to say, all right then. Even though it's a center forward, but I would say I'm gonna bring in Whisper. Well, Whisper, I'm gonna put Whisper in the as a center forward / a right winger. I'm just trying to make my life easier. So I'm gonna have Whisper as a center forward option and a right winger because already we have 3 center forward in the team, which is Shamar Nicholson, Bailey Kalamachi, and Roman Burrell. Now here's the interesting part. Roman Burrell didn't get a single minute. So Roman Burrell also didn't get a single minute. So I'm curious about that. I'm very curious about that because I'm gonna say that the easy target would have been the easy target. If I was a coach, I would make my life easy. I would have said, all right, Roman Burrell, for whatever reason you didn't get a minute, I'm gonna drop Roman Burrell and drop Seymour Reid and bring in Bailey and Gray. So I'm gonna make my life easy, you know. I know people are gonna say, but we're short a center forward. I'm gonna say, I'm looking at Whisper as a center forward option. That's all I'm gonna give myself. I'm gonna make my life easy. Honestly, I'm gonna make my life easy. Why can't I give him
I cannot believe it. I mean, I've just taken a quick glance at the poll. What the hell has Dixon done to you people? So they're all going 79% said they would drop Dixon.
Yeah, I think it's a polarizing nature, and that is why I think it's this polarizing nature of the space. It's kind of weird, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to navigate it. But I would really drop Reid and Burrell. Honestly, I'll drop Reid and Burrell, and those are the easy drops for me because again, Reid didn't get a minute, Burrell didn't get a minute, so I can really say that's the ground I stand at. oh,
Well,
guys, you didn't get a minute. So,
no,
yeah.
yeah, I think you're right there. Those are the two obvious ones there that would get dropped. Burrell, and I've even forgot about Seymour Reed. Seymour Reed as well. I don't care how cute and clever you've done it, King. If Bailey isn't doing what he needs to do for AS Roma, I am not starting him. I'm sorry, but he needs to be delivering. Same goes to Damari Gray as well. I'm not just going to start big name players just because they're big name players. What if they squander it? What if they're the reasons why we don't go back to the World Cup?
Yeah, but
Then
all right.
what?
So if you're gonna look at it like that, to be fair, now, what were the criteria you used to start whosoever you started? Because again, remember that not a lot of the forwards would have had multiple goals or in who had goals at their club. Remember, Shamar started. If you take a look at Shamar run, he has a goal when he scored a goal there. So if you're gonna say him have to be firing, you have to use a standard for everybody, and everybody is not firing. So you have your foot soldier them, and I'm pretty sure it's Bailey and Gray fall under the foot soldier camp. And a class, come on, Crystal, a class. Bailey and Gray, Demara Gray, a class, come on, man.
Now I hear what you're saying, but
Come on.
I'm quite firm with what I believe in that listen, this window is gone to the dogs anyways. So I hear where you're coming from in terms of players being called based off merit. That's non-existent. So I get where you're coming from, but I still believe that players should one be called based on merit and start based on merit. And also, and let's not forget what they have done to get us to this far, because it's safe to say where we are in the at the moment, sitting at the top of the table, it's not because of Damari Gray and Leon Bailey. It's two more games. Are you telling me that the lads there can't just finish things off? Two more games. Don't get your asses handed to you against Trinidad and Tobago because you might slip and slide, and just finish things off. Put the cherry on top at the National Stadium. I'm sure they can do that without Leon Bailey and Damari Gray starting. I'm confident that they can.
Well, as we said, the starting part again. I'll come down to the coach and the connections, them how him say who have the chemistry and etc. etc. But at least in the squad, as I said, I can find place to put them in the squad. At
I
least in the
agree with
26
you on
man
that.
squad, you have to find place, put them in the squad, and we just find the two easy picks. The two players they want to play the minutes, easy for me, easy for me. And sorry, I don't know why Roman Burrow never get a minute, to be honest, because I really thought that he would have at least, I think he would have started last game and get
But
a
but
result. But
but the thing is, if he had done that, then that would have been a massive kick in the face to Boza, wouldn't it? Because then that would have been another talking point, wouldn't it?
not necessarily, because we saw that Boza was coming off the bench. Remember that Boza wasn't starting. Remember, say Kadamachi was the one started. Kadamachi didn't take a shot the first game. No, in my opinion, I don't think that was on the player himself, because I think
Agree.
we didn't create anything for the player. But for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I think that, and sometimes we play the occasion. Sometimes you have to play the occasion as well. And the occasion, as crazy as it sounds, is that it's in the national stadium. And I don't know, I said this already. The coach probably found a way to tap into the Dixons and the. It sounds crazy, but I don't know what the thinking behind it was. But guess what? It worked. To my surprise, as I tell me that start Kadamachi and Burrell, the coach didn't start neither, and he never give Burrell a minute. So me just have to try and make sense of it. And when I try and make sense of it, that is the sense I make of it.
Yeah,
Simple.
I think I understand. The reason why I'm saying that I understand not starting on Burrell and going with Boza again. I agree with you with Bailey because he didn't get enough service against Curaçao to do something up
Yeah.
top, leading the line. So I understand switching to Boza, but I wouldn't have understood starting Burrell over Boza because Boza again went into that game 4 goals in his back pocket. So if you need someone to come up in a desperate time, then I understand why he went with Boza to bring us back to winning ways. And thankfully, it paid dividends. If I check what the guys are saying in the yeah, Dixon is another Marmite player then. It seems like you either like him or you don't.
Yeah.
People
But
don't
here's
rate Dixon.
but here's the thing, and that's expected, because the thing is with people, certain narrative create around Dixon name, and that's why I'm gonna run with the narrative. I just try
Mm.
avoid narratives narratives and agenda. But I don't think people really understand the talent of Kyle Dixon. I don't think so, and I'm not here to explain it to you. One thing I say about Kyle Dixon, who adult Kyle Dixon, them are gonna learn. Them are just left it right this. I'm not even gonna explain. You can't doubt Kyle Dixon, you can't doubt Whisper. The thing is, Whisper have the recency bias on him team, but we also know that Whisper have the highest ceiling of any of the youngsters them in and around Jamaica team, and that's my opinion. I mean, I think nobody have a higher ceiling than Whisper. And for me, Whisper ceiling is higher than Dixon. But here's the thing, how me explain Dixon. Dixon is giving me Florian Wirtz vibe. And right now, a lot of people is saying Florian Wirtz is a failure. And Florian Wirtz is this, but I don't think people understand what. Unaga see Florian Wirtz and Unaga see Whisper. A lot of people say them not like Dixon at the number 10, and I think that number 10 will be where Dixon flourish. Because Dixon is a player who is enigmatic. He's a player you don't know where he's going to do next. You don't know which direction he's going to turn. You don't know where he's going to pull out of the hat. And sometimes you have to, a lot of people don't understand those players. They like to compare Whisper and Dixon. Whisper and Dixon is two different players. Whisper is more in control. Whisper slows down his football, rolling foot over it is in more control of what him. Them step over them, I tell you. A long time I see them step over there at the National Stadium. Them they are different gravy. Whisper different gravy, but Dixon don't underestimate you. Now, Roman Burrell, as I said, easy target for me if you say, all right, then they get the game. But here's the thing why me that thinks Roman Burrell would have started that game and not Shamar Nicholson. Remember the last camp, Roman Burrell wasn't in the squad. You remember that, right? Roman Burrell wasn't in the squad. The last time we really saw Roman Burrell was when Roman Burrell did well at the Unity Cup. I think after that was what? The friendly. I need to check Roman Burrell, but I don't think Roman Burrell get him real fair share. In real fair shot. I don't think so, in all honesty. So that is why I think say, all right, then probably they might mix it up or use two strikers, something like that. But Roman Burrell, in my opinion, don't get him fair shot. But I saw it go football is a cut short sport. It's terrible. You get me? I say, I don't know about football is so terrible. So that's why me probably turn around and say Burrell because I think it's an easy pick because the player want to get the minutes, but I don't think he get the fair chance either.
Yeah, I think it's because it kind of reminds me of the Jonathan Russell situation where it's just like, why was he not being called, and had to advocate for him to be called. A couple of the YouTubers advocated for him in Elite Sports TV being one of them. By the way, Mr. Jackson, thank you for flooding the comment section of your viewers and subscribers. Big up to the Elite Nation viewers and subscribers. Thank you for jumping on our stream. So yeah, I think Burrow's in a similar situation there, similar to, like I said, your Jonathan Russell. Be interesting to see what happens with Ravel because there's a lot of talk. A lot of people want him to be in the national team. What's your thoughts on that? So have your opinion changed now that he's managed to bag himself a club?
For me, Ravel, I always have time for Ravel. I always think there's a space in the team for a fit Ravel Morris, and from Ravel Morris is fit and is playing. For me again, just like Gray, just like probably they must say me I play names, but on the names me I play a talent, me I play an ability, me I play. And from Ravel fit and a play, I want to see Ravel in the team. There's not a way where right now, no disrespect to none of the ball of them, but Ravel Morris is a different gravy. It's just simple as that. Ravel Morris is a different gravy. So long as he's fit and he's able to give that performance, just like why you use a caveat about fitness with Bailey and Gray, the same caveat goes for Ravel. And once Ravel is fit, man, and he's playing, once he's match fit as well, Ravel Morris always have a space in the team for me. And if you ask me who, any midfielder, call them. Russell, Palmer, Anglin, Anderson. I just Isaac Hayden alone safe when it comes to
Yeah, he is pretty. Isaac Hayden is pretty. That's another. Before we get on to Isaac Hayden, because I know that's a player you wanted to talk about, I wanted to segue and actually talk a little bit more about Whisper, because you spoke about Whisper there at some lengths. What do you reckon Chelsea should do with him? I think we might have scratched the surface on this one. Obviously, I am echoing what you've said. I agree with you. levels above, and it's not about overhyping him. And I'm not even talking about this game. I'm just talking about what I have seen from this young lad playing in the Chelsea academy. And again, it's not about overhyping him, but he is levels above his peers. And I'm just wondering, at what point are they going to move him on and say, you know what, let's now test him out with some first team football? Because we're seeing kids younger than him playing first team football, maybe not on a regular basis, but we're seeing, let's look at Max Doman for Arsenal. He's now in and around the first team setup. So what do you think should be the next step for Whisper's career?
All right, so I've went on record and I've said this already, and I'm here and I'm going to say it again. I think Whisper can get into that Chelsea first team, especially, not even especially. And you know, people bash me for this the last time. I'm gonna care. This is my view. I'm a strong in my view. The strikers that Chelsea have, I know that they're international players. Estavio, he must still 18, Whisper even older than him. Again, you're not gonna expect that him gonna necessarily start over Estavio, but why not? You get me? I say I don't think Estavio can do anything that Whisper can't do. So on a ability level, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm even talking about Estavio, the golden kid right now, and I know this gonna rile up a lot of people. Neto, them uh, their development, senior football minutes might be ahead of him right now, but especially on the right wing. Now on the left wing, none of them. Gittins, big up Gittins, good player. What's up on the left wing? I wouldn't buy again. What next player on the
I
Chelsea left
don't even know their squad like that, you know. But let's go ahead
wing?
and look
Garnacho,
at.
Garnacho,
You forgot about him, yeah, Ganacho, yeah.
good player, but honestly, this is I see Whisper. I'm gonna think Whisper. I'm gonna think none of those can do nothing what Whisper can do. Now, when they look at the centre forward, and here's where I think Whisper can sneak in. Remember, say Tyreek Judge. A Tyreek Judge, I'm gonna depend on for how long from last season to now, you know. And
Yeah,
Tyreek Judge,
they call him the evil sucker.
the Evil Saka, good looking player, good player. But again, I don't think Tyreek Judge can do anything that Whisper can do. I'm telling you, and especially the issues them have in the front line. I think they bought what the player name with them buy the player that got injured, Liam Delap.
Liam Delap, yeah.
Delap get injured, then bring him back Gui. This conversation again. People rate Gui highly. Gui come from Barcelona Academy. Yes, good little player again. But can Gui can Whisper not challenge Gui? Me thinks. So I think Whisper is in with a good chance. He just need to score some goal, light up U21 league, score some 2 and some 3 goals in a U21 league. And me I tell you, Whisper can find himself in another Chelsea team here. And again, I'll be here because me have there and people me not hide from nothing when me thinking I might believe, you know. And I'll be here. So all the people them way doubt that can happen. I will be here. Whisper, Dixon, 2 player, me not put them in a doubt them at their own peril. Me I tell you, doubt them at their own peril. You see me? I see the comment section and some stuff. But me, I tell you my truth. And if my truth is my truth, just make sure I say on the day when time it happen, make sure on the day I know, because them are hiding up. In the comment section, when I ask you the face, they're hiding up. Make sure on the day when it happen, because me are there with chess. Me are there with chess. I'm promising me that there with chess, Crystal. Trust me.
I hear where you're coming from. The thing is, I don't doubt Whisper, not one bit. Like I said before, I love his confidence. Him and Seymour Reed, like different gravy in terms of, you got, again, not overhyping the players, but in terms of the talent, their approach and their confidence. And they've got this confidence, as I said, some people are going to confuse it with being cocky or too full of yourselves and so on. But sometimes you need a bit of the cockiness to take you to the next level. But my issue with this situation is it's not about doubting that he will make it at Chelsea or break into the Chelsea senior team in the fashion that would like him to break into it. But Chelsea nowadays, they're a business. Chelsea are about business. Chelsea are about business. And I'm not saying they signed him with the intention of selling him for, British record fee or something along those lines, crazy amount of transfer fee, but it's not far-fetched. That's what I'm talking about. It is not far-fetched. And Chelsea as well, let's remind ourselves that they've even sold their own in terms of players there that's come through their academy. We're talking about Chelsea born and bred. Mason Mount going to Manchester United, Tammy Abraham. Like, I remember interviewing Tammy Abraham a few years ago when he was given the number 9 jersey, and I was saying to him, how do you feel to be wearing the number 9? A lot of people writing you off, and he was saying he's got a point to prove. And we all know how that one ended subsequently with him eventually moving elsewhere. I believe he went over to Syria, and he's moved around maybe twice in Syria since then. Ruben Loftus-Cheek had to go to Crystal Palace, back to Chelsea, and he again moving on to Syria. So it's not to say that it can't happen. I'm just a little bit curious to see how this one pans out. Again, nothing to do with the player and his talent, but more about Chelsea as a football club. If anything, I would fancy a loan for him.
So here's the thing. I hear you, Crystal, but let me tell you something about football. You see, once you're scoring goals, you tell me which one of those players that were scoring goals and Chelsea still do that with them. You tell me. I don't know, because here's the thing. If we supposed to score 2 and 3 goals over the next months, under 21, score this one bag of goal under 21, light it up. May I tell you, Chelsea, I go Africa in them senior team. That's just a must. There's no way you can have a player score that amount of goal, and you probably, especially if they need the goals in the senior team, them Africa team, no.
I don't know. Unless things have changed at Chelsea. Let's remind ourselves that a player like a Mason Mount, right? Which at one point, look at Mason Mount. Mason Mount had to go to Derby, and I think it's safe to say it's not about trying to slate the player. Without Frank Lampard, would he have made his way back to Stamford Bridge, and then for them to crown him as a little prince so soon? I think much of that is to do with Frank Lampard as opposed to Mason Mount. So that's what I'm saying. It's not about the player. It's more about the club and their approach and the way that they move as a business. King, Chelsea, and it's not to disrespect Chelsea. Chelsea are not Chelsea like how they were under Roman Abramovich. This is a different Chelsea that we're looking at. It's not the Chelsea of yesteryear. The Chelsea of yesteryear change a manager and they're winning applaudable honors instantly, annoyingly.
But let's look at the facts though, Crystal. The facts state that they have been depending on Tyreek George, who is about Whisper's age, right? Last season, Tyreek George has played a lot of minutes. Estavio is younger than Whisper. Gitten is about in and around Whisper's age. So the statistics and the fact still remains that they're still looking to youths. Now, I understand that those youth players, especially, except, I guess Estavio would also have seen a minutes because he would have played that. But those youth players have senior minutes, right? So they have senior minutes over Whisper. But the mere fact that those are some youth players, I think Chelsea, especially coach, you have to look at the coach too, Mariska. I think Mariska is a coach that is more fond of using youths. So I don't think it's so far-fetched if Whisper do what you need to do. I'm telling you, if Whisper score 10 goals in the next 3 weeks, I would be surprised if Whisper in a Chelsea squad. I really would be surprised if you look at Chelsea match their card. Right now, Chelsea is playing Pedro Neto as a number 9. They're playing Pedro Neto as a number 9. Ideally, them buy Pedro. I don't think them buy Pedro Neto for them out and out number 9. But that is sometimes you have some sliding door moments, and I'm telling you, it is possible that there might be a sliding door moment. It is possible that there might be a sliding door moment, and I'm telling you, if there's a sliding door moment, I think Whisper have the personality, the ability, the talent. I think him have everything, and if him get a chance and him grab it with both hands, and get him first team debut, him score, and him continue to score, I'm telling you, they can kick down the door. I believe in the youth ability. Personally,
I hope you're right. I swear to you, I pray to God that you are right, because even in the not even 5 years, let's say 3 years, they've recruited roughly over 200 mil, but maybe 250 mil, something of that ilk, on selling their own academy players. Again, Mason Mount is one of those players there that they've sold. I even forgot Conor Gallagher going to Atletico Madrid, Lewis Hall, and players of that caliber. So it's not about Whispers talent. For me is Chelsea as a business model. I am that's the concern. Not even about what, because remember, yes, the gaffer can have a say, but who has the overarching say? I think that again is my concern, is them as a business, not about what the gaffer wants, and so on, in terms of his selection. I'm just more concerned about them as a business. But I wish him obviously all the best of luck, and I would love for him to be tearing up Stamford Bridge. That would be great for him, his little family, and also for Jamaica as well. Something for us to be proud of. But yeah, I do wish him all the best of luck, and I hope it doesn't pan out in the way that we've seen if their other Chelsea product.
And the last and whisper for me is, as I say, it's the goal when score. I know that people have said it deflected and came back to him, but this is a player with have the self belief that I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna walk past all you players and lick this ball in the back end. You see that self belief and that aura there with the ball I walk with. You see those step overs, you see them, you see even the first shot when put it down, control, drop him shoulder, and may I tell you, you see that cameo performance when give it just against Bermuda. It's just little Bermuda. But you see that cameo performance when give it. You see, if let me give you an example. You see, if that was a cameo performance from a 19-year-old for Brazil, we wouldn't hear the end of it. Me, I tell you, we wouldn't hear the end of it. You see, we as Jamaicans, it's like, we like to temper expectations. We like to do over it. So I understand that, my like. But sometimes I just feel like it's a way of belittling the ball of them. Me, I be honest with them. I feel like it's a way of, we not like put our own them on a pedestal. So it's like we have this self-hate in ourselves where we just, yo, all right, hush, this little, yo, is him good, but him not so good. Yo, hold on, yo, no hype up you. So keep him put. Whisper will never be a player for say, yo, man, keep him foot on the ground. And that make whisper. You know what make whisper? Him confidence, him ego. And any day you try to take that from him, me I tell you, but that you there, me I tell you no, they are so, today how much. Remember, me tell you, I will be there. And make sure I say the whole on the day where I do the ball, make sure on the day as well. Don't talk about.
No, I hope you're bang on the money. I would love for him to make it at Chelsea. Definitely hope that you're bang on the money. Seems like there's a few people that disagree, but again, football is a game of opinions. Only time will tell to see how his career pans out. But he definitely has a high ceiling, and it's great that we're talking about a player, Jamaican, born and bred, developed in Jamaica, now further in his development in England for a Premier League club, or one of the biggest clubs in world football. So that in itself is a success story, and hopefully it gets better for him. But yeah, I wish him all the best of luck, and it will pain me to be supporting Chelsea, but as long as he's playing, then obviously I wish him all the very best of luck. I'm taking a look quickly here. We don't have long left, guys. Seeing what people are saying in the comment section. See, one of the comments here that jumps out at me is about Reese Nelson. I think at this point of the qualifiers, I think me and King definitely sit on opposite side of the fence with this one. I'm not really for chopping and changing and introducing players into the squad right now. I think the players that we've got at present can take us back to the World Cup. I don't really think you need to go and rope in the players who have like never played for the country before. I think two more matches, there's no way on God's green earth that these guys are going to go out there and squander it. Unless you disagree with me, do you think Reece Nelson should be called if he is fit and firing?
Um, Reasons again. Hmm, that's an interesting one. I don't know where I stand. I don't see it happening, to be honest, because I think it's too far in the qualifiers now. But then again, as you can see, if you look on social media for the last couple of days, it has been the has been the news about I think Ghana,
I
about
love the fact that you brought this up.
Nketiah and who's that
Cage
player?
football.
Sadai, right?
King, they're beating them. They are cooking them. They
Yeah.
are cooked food.
But for me, if Nelson can add value to the team and the coach bring him to the team, I have no issue against it.
Mm.
Honestly. If we can find a place to add value to the team, anybody that can add value to the team and the coach decides that that player can come add value to the team, me not have the cut-off point. You say have it, and I say we sit two different sides. If a player can add value to the team, I'm all for the players that can add value to the team. And the coach of
Do you know
decide.
what it is? You know what it is, King? Issa, I saw your comments, but I swear to you, I read it wrong. I thought you wanted to jump on King's stream. Don't ask me why the hell I thought that. So I'm so sorry. I have left the link in the comment section. Feel free to jump into the studio if you wish, but I wasn't even ignoring your comment. I saw it earlier on, and for some reason, I'm like, oh, maybe he wants to jump onto King's stream. So if anyone wants to jump on and come into the studio with ourselves, you're more than welcome to. We don't have long left. But yeah, King, I'm glad you brought up the things there about Ghana, because I understand where they're coming from. I definitely understand. Remember, not that Ghana had chased Eddie Nketiah for the last World Cup, right? And a ticket was literally there for him, and he turned it down. He turned down going to the last World Cup with Ghana, and obviously England called him up in between that. And now it looks as if he's finally realized that he doesn't have a future with England, and he now wants to commit to Ghana. So I can understand why they're pissed with him. But the thing is, King, I think the reason why you and I sit on the opposite side of the fence with this one, especially at this point of the qualifiers, is I am very big on rewarding those that deserve to be rewarded. And I just think it would be so cruel to just kick someone to the curb that's brought us this far and say, okay, someone else is now going to be playing instead of you. Of course, a call up is a privilege and it's an honor, but I think if you've done the groundwork, then you deserve to carry us over the line. What the gaffer then choose to do after that, that's obviously down to him. But I don't think you should just kick someone to the curb, because you gotta understand these boys here would have grown up with wanting to live through these moments, like put yourself in this position, King. Like, how would you feel? Like, you help to carry your nation on the back, you're a part of history, you're about to live out your boyhood dreams, and someone who hasn't done half of what you've done is now going to the World Cup. But your boy is in the studio, he's about to make his debut on the channel. Mr. Dan, how are you, sir?
So
Bless up everybody. Crystal Logan.
I'm
Bakri.
good. How are you?
big up, Dan, man. Big up.
Over there, I take you in the life, man. Can't miss out none of that show.
Big up.
Yeah, more.
Well, before you
Yeah,
start
wait a
dribbling,
second.
Dan, before you start dribbling, you see that point here? Because I know you are the dribbler, so you have to make sure you bust your lace early and take the ball away from me. So before you start dribbling, you see the point about the point that we bring up right now, because we're there on dual nationalities and Ghana, and as it relates to also Adai and cutoff point, because I think Crystal is asking about the question about reasons. Crystal, I'm like the fact that this example in my hand is a perfect example, because guess what? I'm there over Talawa TV, and Crystal is the only female in the space where I hold it down and we have to big up Crystal so more people. I don't think say a boy think Crystal are the people now to show Crystal all the love, because it's not easy for the space alone as a man, what's this a woman in the space. Me I tell you, Crystal, big up yourself. But me a segue Taylor Hines. You didn't know say yes, me I go with it. Me ask you
Cage football. Cage football.
Taylor Hines and Dan. You know what going with Taylor Hines as well. Taylor Hines
No,
literally,
what going on?
you know what going. Make a big speech. Taylor Hines take the call up to play back for England. This is a real life scenarios people are deal with. People have them dreams, yeah, so what them are deal with. Sit down and wait for them dreams, then them go for them next dream. Because I don't want dream here. I have several dreams. So you can't tell me say my next dream is a lesser dream. But Taylor Hines, a football name. Anyways, I'm gonna go right back into it again. So as it relates to what you just said, Crystal. You said players would have been there throughout the campaign. Let me tell you this. If you take a look at our campaign so far, we have a 26-man squad, and just like I just point out to you, the easy targets to bring back in Bailey and Gray is to find players that hasn't played any minutes. So you're gonna find that every 26-man squad, I'm pretty sure, and it's the same for Ghana squad. You're gonna find players that has not kicked a ball that is in the attack lineup. You're gonna find those players. So sometimes we like to think about that. You see, how like while when I ask you who should drop out for Bailey and Gray, and you look exactly at the starters. You have other people in the squad when I play a minute, and that is right through every squad. I'm telling you, through every squad you can find players when I play a minute, and those are gonna be the players them where I'm sorry, but me can bring in the class player, and I'm sorry, the excuses you haven't kicked a ball. Yes, you have been here, you have been in training with us, you have been a part of the journey. But I'm sorry, so you never kick a ball for we as well. So you will not kick a ball for we, but you're in a nice squad. Me can bring in a NKT, me can bring in
No, but remember, King, remember, sorry to cut you off, sorry to interject, but remember I said the lads there who have done the heavy lifting. I added emphasis always to the lads who have did the heavy lifting to
But
get
none
us
of
thus
those are gonna
far.
get cut out. It's not gonna be them there.
Yo,
Let me try to explain to you.
But you don't know
King,
that though.
with the statement with NKT them, I
Yeah.
think is a context thing to it, because I see enough Jamaican comments, but what am I say, like a country like Ghana, we have much millions of people and ball, and them have good football league. They must say them do not need for carrying two English baller, but maybe them can have baller to the level of them where them can add to the team. But in the Jamaican context, I see people are commenting and say, no, for Jamaica, we is a small country, bro. Just we not have a lot of baller, we not have a league them. So we are gonna need them player here. It no matter. So you must say, oh, Jamaicans. So all if them come, we are gonna need them same here because not like say we are produce baller like under level there. But in a Ghana where them have baller where them can choose from and NKT them just forward. When them a call him from last year, him never want forward.
Exactly,
Cause him
that's what
I
I'm
think it
saying.
different, bro.
Yeah,
We
it's a
Jamaican team, we not have the quality, bro. We not have no league like that way to the highest level. Ghana have leagues where stadium and field, bro.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
see
I
me?
think exactly, like context is right. And in terms of Taylor Hines, like King, like I get it. I get why Taylor Hines segue back to England. Because even if you read her statements, big ups to her. She addressed us. She didn't have to address us because essentially she's probably not going to see our face again. But King and Dan, think about it like if Taylor Hines committed to the Reggae Girl, she's anchoring her position for at least half a decade, plus more if she conditions her body well. So the fault and the blame is on us that a player of Taylor Hines' caliber, right, would rather take the risk of potentially not getting a regular call up with England or sitting on the bench of England than to go and play for Jamaica where she knows she's guaranteed to start. So clearly it's something that we're not doing right. And that's why I say
Alright.
I wish Dan all the not Dan, I wish Dan. I wish Taylor Hines all the best of luck.
Here how me look at it as right now.
Hmm.
When I see even our football, the ball them we have in the diaspora. Cause some of them might think, cause they maybe them might think them they on a high level. Like example, the Bailey Kadamar theory situation with Algrim. So when him say if him forward, him after start over some of the ball of them. Me think some of the ball of them are there in the diaspora. Them no want come a Jamaica team, they maybe think it it's smaller than an English team. Them a leave from the Premier League, them come a Jamaica and maybe for them on the bench. It may be a go look away for them career and them might think them things and them hear a lot of things about the JFF. Them hear how the organization run. So remember them live in a first world country, you the overseas. You know the system. Once you grew up, we have family, but leave early, go overseas, and when them come back, it's like like certain thing, them foreign minded. Certain thing them not used to certain things. So the ball of them have them thing then and them a grew up in a lavish lifestyle in the academy them. So it's a hard move to make sometimes. It's a mental prison them, for choose either what me I could do career there at a point I'm gonna know what the next move. So them they on the fence same way, them I think about Jamaica, but them I think about other factors. If me come and maybe a man did it, man nah go get started Ray and Ray. So them look thing that they on the ball of them mind too. Cause if example, big ball like Ravel we a call for, how we a say Ravel a bad talent. Ravel lane at the team, yeah, maybe him not play, yes, but them a ball of them mind too.
Dan, come from under your bed, man.
We score the goal. Let get bored.
I think there's some connection issue there with Dan.
You wanna hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So when did I hear me a while ago when I explain about Ravel?
Not really.
So then never did I hear me a while ago.
Well, I wasn't. You was chipping in and out, so I didn't really hear the full extent of
So
what you were saying.
we're last on a something there. What the last statement I make, wanna hear clearly.
King, what did you hear clearly?
Just repeat the sentence because I think go through that. Go through.
Oh, if your earphone I give problem king.
No man, your Wi-Fi with the jumper, but just some of
Yeah.
what I say real quick, man. Just
Yeah, what me
true
I
pass,
say,
man. Wicked true pass.
some of the ball of them or the overseas, they might not diaspora, they might see the thing and they might still them dip on the fence, bro, I look over same way. But it's a hard choice to make because them not really know how the system set in a way. And them no want make them thing look lily in a way. But this statement to the African players them, me think we found out enough of them ball here I go really change their mind because them a see it in the media, it get big now in the football world. So they might
Massive.
change their mind and I say, oh, no, I go choose Jamaica. I father Jamaica no, cause it's sticky. Isn't
I
it? But
think it's
go
different
on.
though, Dan. No, you're right. I think, like I said, listen, it speaks volumes like King and Dan when Nigerians are cooking you. You know, the diaspora war between Nigerians and Ghanaians, and Nigerians are cooking you and telling Ghana, like, don't call up these guys because they didn't bring you back to the promised land, you know. So they're being cooked, like Hudson Odoi and Eddie and Kitty are being cooked right now. And it's a lot. But I think with Jamaica will be different because we're at, just like Dan said, there's different levels with us and Ghana. So it will be a different approach. And I think those guys they will be more welcomed than what we're seeing with Ghana and maybe even Nigeria in the future.
Yeah, what
And
also I think it's really just an opportunity that was used for really just get a moment. I think it's just a time for just get a moment also because again I know that a lot of the other players would have that because Ghana have a few diaspora players and I think Semenyo born England if memory serves me right. I think Semenyo born England. I'm
I
not
think he
sure if
plays for
he
Ghana, ain't it?
and
I'm not
we
sure
have
if
a
he
youth
grew up
we could have our youth we
playing
could have played
in.
for Jamaica too. Thomas Asante.
Yeah, so a few of the
Mm,
players them actually born overseas, some of them born France, etc. So I don't think I understand the sentiments, So I don't think it's about where you're born, it's about probably which part them play. I don't know what some of these players start playing. But I just think it's the opportunity. Ghana reach a World Cup right now, so them choose to say what they must say and choose to say them have national pride. If that is what you hold on to, that's fine. Because the truth is Ghana national team and one Joe national team, you don't have Kudus, you have Semenyo. Really and truly, them can choose to say them no want to column outside that. Them can choose to say them no want to Eddie Nketiah. That's their choice because guess what? Them have the quality, but flip it again. Flip it again and look at a team like Curaçao, where literally don't have a single player who born on them island. Them don't have the resources of what a Ghana have. So what about Curaçao saying that national pride, why we don't have one player who born today? So everybody have to live them own a truth. And Ghana truth is that them have dirt of talent so them can say these things. I'm pretty sure say Ghana never have the players like Columbus Adai or Eddie Nketiah. Them would have said that. So them must sing that song because them believe in the players what them don't have already. And that's just how me look on it. So them can hype and beat them chest up. Because them know them have a kudos, them know them have a semenyo. So if them don't really need a Hudson Adai per se, you get me? I say because really and truly Hudson Adai probably can't even make Ghana first team. So if you look on it so in a context, you realize why them attack so. Make them never have a semen, make them never have a outside eye and still reach World Cup. Them story that we had a bit different. So that's how me look on it. And me have to look on things in a context. So when me hear it, I'm see the agenda run and the narrative and everybody beat up them chest and I kick out themselves. That's how me look on it. Might be wrong in a point of views,
You're
but that's
going
how
now,
me
King.
look on it.
What do you mean? And Jordan a reason. Jordan a show me say when it come around to World Cup time and remember, the football thing a business, remember the World Cup ticket them at the highest it ever been. So the more name baller you have in the team them, and more people know like them set a baller there with them name in the English league. So it easy have to take itself a certain match, even with Jamaica team. Or everybody I say we get the soup thing and Ray. We definitely know say some of the player them have out. Because the Jamaica team, when it come to match, we know other countries are gonna buy ticket for watch Jamaica, not just people from the diaspora. So if we have the likes of we are say Greenwood forward in the team, we have couple other English league player name forward in the top flight team. A more business opportunity where World Cup and make more money and them are gonna push to get them ball even forward to Jamaica. Why you think even speed get recommend? Read between the lines too. Cause I can see things, Why you think speed get thing there in the FIFA thing? Them want them ball here forward for real. Cause them know when Jamaica reach the World Cup and ticket for sell a certain game. So we get some look a local team when nobody not to know. But the Jamaica they another group there. Tickets going to sell because people know them ball here from the Premier League, which is the biggest league across the world, bro. You get me? When I hear me clear?
Yeah, man, and that's the business
Yeah,
side
yeah,
of
we're
football
listening.
as well. Because the
Yeah,
truth
bro.
is, football is a business, and you have to look on that as well. Last time we talked about marketing, we get beaten, you saying, but football is a business, bro, and you have to look on the business side of it. The truth is, I might be able to do the same thing that some professional ballers do. Who knows? The professional ballers, them have a body of work over me. So people know for a fact that this is the standard and level of them. But also the professional baller, them have a name which built from them brand and them body of work. So as I just explained to you, I think Ghana that sing a different song if they never have the kudos and the so many of them. No people, me just see somebody say so many choose to play for Ghana and could I get called up for England now. So many choose to play for Ghana in 2022. When him did there, when did there? Sunderland, when did there? Bristol City. Same choose to play for Ghana when him never there. When they know. And I guess that's why you find with a lot of the players them. I'm pretty sure. Let me say this. I'm not say pretty sure, I can't speak for nobody. I would like to think that if Semenyo that depend on the farm him depend right now and he's not captain and England call him and Ghana call him, that would have come down to a personal choice. He would have to find or show him love for Ghana somewhere. But he would have been tested. Him will it have been tested. I mean I tell you, I would be surprised if him they choose to go play for England right now if he wasn't already captain. I just saw football go. And that's what I mean I take it personal. Football, bro, some players grow up with certain dreams and you hold on upon certain dreams and then you make a different choice as you go. And me not take it personal. Me just focus on that football pitch. What you can come do when you are selected I'm focused on where upon the football field, and that's why I left it. But I understand any decision a player make because a lot goes into these players making this decision, and that's why I bring up Taylor Hines. A lot of that going at Taylor Hines, you know, say again that's female football, but women's football. But me
Yeah,
understand her decision. You get me? I say me understand it, you know.
yeah.
I'm sure Crystal
With
understand it. You know. The whole of
I'm
me
yeah,
not
with
mad
the
at
understand
tail
it.
that.
lines thing still, but definitely feel the tail lines thing. When I know the girl let me play England, what year?
Yeah, they did. We got hit
I'm a think
seven
them pick
heaven.
up around 6, bro. I think
Yeah.
of that she get shame, bro, and
I don't think it
she
is
not,
that done then. I think it was
bro.
down. I think it was done and dusted way before that. I think it was because remember she made her debut for us almost a year ago against Brazil. And every time people asking in the press conference what's going on with Taylor Hines, we're being told this, we're being told that, we're being told this. Then out the blue, she's now switching allegiance back to England. But I hear your point in terms of the marketing, but I think one thing we can give Jamaicans credit for is wherever the team's playing, we always show up. Always show up, no matter the occasion, we always show up. And I think irrespective of any big names or poster boys, if we if and when we qualify or when we qualify for the World Cup, I think we're going to show up at any stadium, whether it's Canada, whether it's in Mexico or in the
Yeah, but
USA. Mm,
yeah, but remember, these ticket prices are gonna be way higher. This is World Cup, the biggest it gonna ever be where 48 teams are gonna, it's more lucrative. They in the US dollars are spent where the economy high, where I remember the even the Club World Cup are going. It was a test out to go on for the World Cup too, The Club World Cup are going in the USA.
that's
It was a
official.
test. It was a
But
test.
Dan, remember that you probably watched the women's World Cup. If not the one in New Zealand and Australia, you probably watched the 2019 World Cup. And there were a bag of Jamaicans inside the stadium, and that was in France. Yes, granted, the UK is just next door, but you already have a dozen Jamaicans or thousands of Jamaicans living in the USA and Canada. And we don't know if we're going to be USA, Canada, or Mexico. Only Lord knows where we're going to be based. But remind ourselves that this is the first time that the boys would be playing at a World Cup since '98. So I think, irrespective of those ticket prices, Jamaicans, one way or another, are going to find the money to go, whether it's big name ball is there or not. Because remember, that's a family day out. That's a special occasion, one not to be
Yeah,
missed.
that's a true. That's a true. But remember, me say other countries, cause we have couple channel where on the YouTube, same YouTubes, the same YouTube space where them support Jamaica. Them expect Jamaica to play better football even during the Copa America last year and the Gold Cup. Them expect better from Jamaica, like them buy them Jamaica jersey and them thing. So other people outside from Jamaican diaspora, them a look out just for the culture alone to come support we. You get me? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Well, we're going to be closing off, guys, in about 5 minutes time because King was supposed to give me like 30 minutes. He's probably never coming back on the channel again because I've taken
Oh,
the piss,
come
haven't
on.
I?
This
I'm
is a
sorry, King,
tribe.
but
This is a tribe. This is a tribe.
oh,
Come on, yeah. Crystal, this is
Crystal,
a tribe.
nobody want to
yeah,
ask you a question. Like,
go
you're
on.
in the diaspora of UK, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Like, what's like really with the connection, like the fans them over there? Like,
Mm.
they follow up the thing with the Jamaican thing, like on the social media.
I love that
Cause
question. Okay, so when I spent the majority of my school years in the UK, and um well, with my circle, yes, they definitely followed football. But remember, football 10 to 15 years ago, it wasn't well covered. That's definitely not where the YouTube space is concerned. Like, we're credit for that, us on screen, the other guys there with their respective channel, the landlord, Elite Sports TV, and all the other lads that's contributed to some good content creation. So they did follow it up, but also remember, like, Jamaicans like what's winning. And if you're not winning, they're not exactly going to be nose deep. But let's remind ourselves that each time that Jamaica come to England, Jamaican fans are there. Whether it's the men's team or the women's team, they are there. Disappointingly and not surprisingly, I think we should have had a higher turnout when the girls played against England. So this is what I'm saying, Dan,
Yeah,
that it was done and dusted that Taylor wasn't going to commit to Jamaica. You know? Because the
yeah,
turnout
yeah.
should have been much better. Come on, Dan. This is England that we're talking about. This is Leicester City. This is the home of Chantel Swaby. Let's not forget that that's the stadium that she plays in when the women's team play at the King Power Stadium, and the turnout wasn't as good as it should have been. When the Reggae Girls played their first ever senior match back in, I think it was 2018, when they qualified for the World Cup and they played against Nottingham Forest ladies. The turnout was unbelievable. We had McGregor coming there and singing the national anthem. Big up Stephen. And the turnout was fantastic. So wherever
Yeah,
we
but
are in the world, but when you come to the UK, Dan, yeah, Jamaicans will buy into it, no doubt.
yeah, what would I like to see still like in the media space, but I like to see more interactions like with like you do the YouTube now, like but me what I like you out in the streets. Like
Okay,
go around
understood.
and do some local because we want to get to see them, like the people them, like you
I
there
get
in the
you.
country.
I get
Yeah,
you.
so we
I get
want to
you.
feel how it feel. Yeah, do some local interview here up on the corner. We are some
Okay,
family
I get you.
members. Yeah, so
Understood.
what I like,
Understood. That's
what I-
something that I can work on. I'll be honest with you, at one point I was really staying away from Jamaica football because it got very toxic and I just can't deal with the toxicity. So, but no, I get you. That's definitely something that I can work on in terms of letting you guys see what the UK diaspora has to say about the football because they love it. Trust me, they love it.
yeah, cause yeah, we see it in the Unity Cup. We see people come up, but we like enough people never see it before. Especially in a new social media time now where we can see things quick and things spread. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But we not get to see the interaction how the people them interact and talk about like football itself, about the Jamaica team. So, you there in that space, a location. We don't really want to put it to work, but we would have like to see some content.
All right,
Enough of the people them don't
I'll
want.
work on that. I'll work on that. Thanks for
Yeah,
the suggestion. I'll work on that.
yeah, man.
Mr. Issa
Isa
Allen,
is
how are
here,
you, sir? Don't think I can hear Issa. Can you guys hear him? Is it me? Can you guys hear each other or is it just me?
Nah, we're not hearing Issa. Issa come from under your bed, Issa.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Check. Issa, come from under your bed.
Definitely
And you,
can't hear him. Well, we've got about 10 more minutes, guys, because it's almost 5 a.m. for me. It's about 4:49 my time. But I want to big up one of the hardest working content creators out right now. Let's go and stick a pin in it and bring up something on the screen. The man that is inspiring even traditional media with his incredible work there that he's putting out. If I can go ahead and find what I need. That is, hold on, let me go ahead and do something. Just realize I'm being very slow. Let me go ahead and bring this up on the screen there for you guys. So it seems like you definitely gave traditional media some inspiration there, Kim. It's definitely all you. If you can see that one. They've gone for a different headline to yourself, but I think that's definitely you're doing. I'm not sure if the guys in the comment section can read this one, but let me read it there for you. It does say here.
I think the comment is blocking it. Yeah.
It says McClaren lands Lord's chemistry among Nicholson, Cephas, and Dixon. And above that, it says Trenchtown connection. So that just piggybacks off what you said there pertaining to the three guys there from Jungle. I think Issa Allen is back on the screen. Issa, can you hear
Yeah,
us?
oh, what's up? What's up, man? Hearing them one. Now hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hey, I was trying to enter the show and actually was on a call. I'm like, what's going on? This don't
That's
sound right.
okay.
Let me look. I was actually on a call, but sorry about that. And then when I take you in the show. But um But then once something when Dan was speaking about, Jamaica and the crowd where we draw. Even you mentioned it, Crystal, that we were playing in France and we draw a crowd. I mean, anyway, Jamaicans go, bro. Like, I don't know how we do it, but we do it. Anywhere in the world we there, we can get a good 2,000 people. I don't know how. We're everywhere. So imagine the World Cup coming to the United States, bro, and Jamaica is not here. Like, it's a travesty, you know what I mean? So hopefully the guys handle them business because it's going to be big for not only local Jamaicans but the people in the diaspora. Long we want something like this we unify with, where we can come together and cheer on our nation, just like what we see in athletics. Come on, man. It's gonna be huge. It's right on our doorstep. So I hope and pray so the guys take care of business so we can show up. And the organizers who love the countries like Jamaica and the Nigerias and the Ghanas who they bring their culture with them to these events, bro. They bring their culture with them. Like when we turn up, I remember when they were doing the walkouts for the Olympics. Like, oh, things just have to be different. We have to do the walkout and we have to dance and the stadium. You understand? The organizers love them thing there. Even ICC, when Jamaica actually did not host their leg of the Cricket World Cup, they're upset. You understand? Because we just, the culture is just so enthusiastic. People just love the runway. So, I mean, the guys, them just need to take care of business, bro. So we can show it on the world stage. Yeah, that's all we want, bro. Like, and the funny thing is, if they make it, I'm telling you see the support where they get in England, it's going to be similar or more they will get here. Don't matter which
100%.
part they put the games in. Don't
Hold on,
matter
hold
the
on.
ticket cost, as Crystal said. No matter the ticket cost, the support are going to be the same. I tell you.
No
Trust me.
partner, enough of them doing their partner as we speak.
Oh, you
King,
know so. Oh, you know so.
Yeah.
King Nika that troll you.
No, I see my show, but guess what I'm figuring? I'm figuring say me bring up women's football topic for unite. That's it, guys. You get me? My name is easy for call, like my back firm, you get me? I say, so me take all I beating and just punch it out. You get me? I say, cause it's a power for punch it out, but I'm ready. Let's go.
We soon get the punch away for getting bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, Nakada. Now, guys, continue.
All right, I'm King. That's me King,
Yeah.
but me just out talk. Whisper, I don't know me that Chelsea supporter. You understand? But me not worry about Whisper right now. If you realize our starting centre back for the season was Josh Achiampong. That kid is 18 years old.
Mm.
You understand what I say?
Yeah.
Tyreek George is 19. You see what I say?
Mm.
So I mean, me not worry about Whisper and him chances them why am I gonna get into the first team, bro. Reggie Walsh last season get any amount of minutes. This season, the guy that's in the same team with Whisper, he plays forward. His name starts with M. I don't know if I pronounce it. But him get minutes already this season. You see what I say? So it's like, we don't have to worry about Whisper. The coach, the only
No, man.
time we don't have to worry about Whisper is if this coach is not at the club.
Yeah.
This
You're
season,
gone.
the last 2 games, we see about 3 to 4 academy players on the bench. And as
Yeah.
we say, some of them get minutes. So I Whisper
Remember
does
we,
come back from injury, so we don't
yeah.
worry about Whisper. Once Whisper get up to speed fully,
Yep.
and all them data they got to the first team, him make a match day squad here and there. Me not worry about Whisper. As me tell you, me call a couple names, those youths, them are getting minutes. And then, like I said, they are playing lights out. But I mean, they have qualities that suit the first team, especially Reggie Walsh. The coach, Enzo talk about this kid, say, yo, he's doing things that he does not have to ask him to do, that some of the people in the first team, he have to ask them to do. So these are some of the things where the coach look at and pick him team. So me not worry about Whisper at all. Once he
Yeah.
start to rack up the minutes, he only play 190 minutes for the whole season already. So as I say, him not fully 100 yet, but once that happens, he's a good kid. So not
My
worry
Yeah.
thing
about Whisper.
is, I feel like this Bermuda cameo, I gotta really get him in the team. That look of Sparks on the farm here right now, the Ara farming where him a going with now. And him
Hey,
with the
me
Jesus.
disagree with you. I don't think they care about what they happen down here. So they want to know what they happen at Chelsea when they are
Well,
playing with them.
I feel him a go get a look around.
I'm gonna
I
think
get
it's so soon because right
I
now
maybe not.
we're out of defenders. We're out of defenders. So if you realize, as me say, Josh Achiampong start the season. He got injured in a game. Have to come off,
Him
but him come back one day or so.
him they get
And
injured in a Liverpool game.
yes, him come off in the Liverpool game.
The black you there.
Actually, the two centre back them come off. Achiampong came off and Badia Shield came off. End up we have to use Reece James and Hato at centre back. But may I say them all get game, bro. Once they are performing and we have enough games, they might get minutes king. You see me? So we don't have to
Them
worry
I
about
run him
Whisper.
he might get cup game, man.
But
But I run him out in a cup
who is
game.
me worry about Whisper?
Me know you not worry about him. Me know you not worry about him, man.
But this is not talking about it. The youth talent, Mr. The youth talent is what got him where he is. And me I tell you, I've seen many sliding door moments. And me look for you forward them. And me I tell you, when I see the world beater yesterday, Whisper can if again, if is the operative term, if him find farm, if him kick down the store, I mean, I see the world beater here, so me I look for you start, me I look for you for them. We see you for them name. Liam Delap, big top baller that you know. You get me I said. Liam Delap, Estavio, Garnacho, Tyreek George, Jamie Gibb,
Pedro.
Mark Gui, Ja Pedro, and Pedro Neto. That's not name right, that's the way.
Oh,
But
stop it, man. Behave
it's
yourself,
supposed
man.
to
Behave
do.
yourself. Behave yourself. Behave yourself.
It's
Behave yourself, man. Behave yourself. Wait a second. Crystal, you there in the UK, talk to him, no man. The man a call some name and a small name, them they are call you out. I want you.
I'm not saying a small name, but
Some
I don't know.
40
I
and
don't know.
$50 million baller name, they call you, they
Yeah, I
talk
remember
about. You
40
know,
and
see nothing.
$50 million right now.
Careful,
Come on.
man. Careful,
Come on,
careful.
40
Yo,
and
that's why we are push out Whisper for him be a $50 million baller.
come on, bro. Me not hear them.
Careful, man.
Me
Nobody
not
put
hear
the
no
youth
top
in the
baller,
date,
yes,
man.
man.
Don't bother put the
Come.
youth in the date. But me I say,
Me not
give
put
the
him when
youth
not
him
there.
time,
Listen me
make
I
him
say,
do what
I
I do.
miss what me I say. You see if
I'm
him
listening.
there, you see if him there, Real Madrid now. That's the Kylian Mbappe in front time, you know, and can't get them game. Nah, Kylian Mbappe in front time, bro. Come down, man. Now Kylian Mbappe in a
Yo, but
Vinicius doing the in front time. You get
my
me? I say
question,
that me I try to say.
what
Them
where on
again
it
a good piece of ball. Well done them and bust him this. A good ball of them, you know.
Boston?
Some $50 million ball of them. But what me can tell you is it that nothing to Whisper put on a performance and become a $50 million ball. Let me tell you that. In a no, it's not so far fetched, my bro. And that me I try to say. You see, if I imagine him there, I'm say, yo, Kylian Mbappe the over the scene. Vinny the over the scene. Rodrigo the over the scene. Come on, bro. Man, go
But
it.
King, if you realize
Come on. Come
Tyreek
down.
George getting out of the squad, it's because you had people that were out and the coach gave him enough game. Till the coach believe in him so much that the coach a play him over other people. You understand what I say? So him have to just get him time, work him way up, and then we see what happens.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
not
saying no.
like
And
Me, I tell you to pass
it's
forward
not
my
and
team now. I'm
it's
not
not
saying
like
and
that
the
is
it's
thing
not
to
like
and the thing to
Tyreek
Issa,
George come up and kick out nobody.
me.
Tyreek George come up because there were people that were not there. You
It's not
understand?
what me I say
and
is
the
me
thing
know
to
when
and the
something
thing
to
to
do.
Issa, you see,
Not
with
go run.
Estavo we forward in at the right time I get him shine, come score win up on Liverpool. Is a cameo like that or a debut like that more Whisper get. More want it happen at the right timing for real.
Yeah, bro.
So him
Sterling run,
forward
bro. You
and
might never know. You might never know.
come make him mad, bro. Is
Bro,
it?
I'm telling you this. Tyreek George, I want to look a football I ever see. Tyreek George. Because
Mustafa.
Tyreek George just came in at a time where we never have nobody and get him run, and him perform well enough that the coach like him and keep him. I tell you, say, I never expect Tyreek George to even start this season at Chelsea. Actually, I think we sell him to Fulham. I don't know him reach back at Chelsea. The
Yo,
start of the
Modo
season.
Issa Modo call that lucky, bro. You can't
Bro, it's
call it
luck
lucky, bro.
because if Whisper and Tyreek
No.
George, let me tell you why I say that. Whisper and Tyreek George were in the same team, bro. Whisper was ahead of Tyreek George, and Whisper got down injured, bro. Tyreek George get all of the minutes, so what me think Whisper would have get.
When I think I look, brother. I just talent, bro. G.
Well,
Simple
look,
as
man.
that. If I
No,
the luck,
he might explain the look with who did there.
no man, I don't look, bro. Look for real Liverpool, bro. If he like a luck, make him dead, so. A talent, bro, G. A
No, man, I
talent.
talk
Two things
about
can be
first
true.
team.
Two things
No, but
can be
look,
true.
that's a
First thing.
total different option because Liverpool currently don't have a lot of white players, so it's not even luck. But man, I tell you, Chelsea had the white players. Them just did injured, bro.
Mhm.
You see me? Them just did injured, bro. So trust me, Tyreek George, and it do good for him, bro. I swear to God, it did so good for him because last season, Whisper, no last season, the season before that. Whisper was ahead of him. Two of them are playing at the same team. You hardly hear Tyreek George name called. But as soon as other people went down injured, would get transferred out, he's still there. The coach need a winger. Boom, you call upon Tyreek George.
But
So
hold on, more use the opportunity to call out. I'm gonna see if you admit it. Do you think that Jamaicans have a self-hate problem?
A self what?
Self-hate problem. Do you think we have a self-hate problem?
With what?
I think we, as I say, I think we fail to put our own on a pedestal. We not like to put our own on a pedestal. We rather put somebody else own on a pedestal in front of our own. And when we try to put our own on a pedestal, we say we are high up our own. But
King, I disagree with
we'll
you.
take other people and put them on a pedestal. I tell you, other people at the same age, same stage, put them on a pedestal. But anyways, I'm not care sure on this.
Alright,
King,
King.
King, I
Here we go
disagree
on.
with the wholeheartedly,
Christ.
bro.
He,
Alright.
Let me tell you why. When you look at our athletes in track and field,
Mm,
you know, see, we are big them up and put them up on pedestal.
mm,
You know why? Because we know that the
mm,
standard that they're at are on the world stage, bro. We know that.
mm.
But when it comes to football, bro, if we don't see them at the level, bro, why are we going to put them on that level if we don't see them this yet?
Okay. But here's the
and
thing. Yeah,
my
well,
my
here's the thing
answer.
what I still wanna do though. I still wanna put some people on some pedestal where we not see reach a level there yet. And that is why I'm a say so. So wanna do it all the time, bro. But here what? Left that right. Crystal on the
He,
show. How was the night now?
yeah, Crystal.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, we don't want to take over your show, man. You don't know are you in charge.
No. Continue. I just didn't want my laptop to die on you guys. Continue.
Oh, my answer still do that still, King. I think when it come to the football, remember, most people only come out and watch Jamaica play. The foolish you see the stadium are when Jamaica play, or when Messi come here. And I like say the football culture is enough where people invest enough and I'll get information and I'll look up on the ball them over our yard and the culture that they there where everybody involved in it, bro. And I like one time again where Waterhouse always jam. We have the Monday night football. We can hear about Tuffy and this. So. Them baller they where they have a name in the place. We not really get that like back then again where people are here about all of the baller them like that. You get me? So I think when it come to like stars in a bar, bro, I don't know. People them not really it's just like a vibes. Like the same vibes thing. When them come to stadium, them when you say Dixie do him look at tricks and Whisper come on, I just the vibe I think most of the people them really come and stadium for and see Jamaica win. But otherwise, them not really follow up the thing. If you understand. Or you overstand what I say.
Yeah, let me just put it that way. You know, say ask Sister Allen say if him think Whisper have a higher ceiling than Gui. I'm gonna ask him, you think Whisper have a higher ceiling than Gui and Liam Delap?
Not Dillap, but Mark. Yeah, not
But
Dillap.
man,
Dillap to me is a very, very good striker, bro. Very, very good.
say
You
him
know,
have
say
a higher ceiling than.
Dillap about 22, you know?
No, I'm not young man. Isn't
But
Yeah,
think,
Dillap have
bro,
a high
Dilla,
ceiling, man. Mark is good, you
me
know,
that
but me think Whisper have a higher ceiling than Mark, to me.
here I go and know Issa. But Dilla pa engine man. And him the striking role. But me think Whisper na don't grow yet neither, Cause yet over 1 year for this year, Whisper never look like this. Look more, but no boy can push Whisper off him ball. You see the dribble we make. So me think Whisper he might go be more stronger. He might get look taller. But I think Whisper don't grow yet. Told him around 24, bro. Yes,
And
him,
and
him
and,
not,
and Crystal,
Yes.
did you hear my response to King's question about us putting down our own players at times and our athletes? Did you hear my response to that?
Yeah, I think I caught when you said
Yeah,
comparing it to athletics, right? And
right. So
how
I
we
was
like
saying
treat, yeah.
right. What do you think?
yo,
Because I'm saying we if the athletes that we have in our region in Jamaica, we know their quality because they're going up against other world athletes as well. So we laud them, we hype them up, we big them up. But when it comes to football, how many players we have playing in any of the top 5 leagues in the world?
No, yeah,
How
that's
many young
true.
players we have
So
playing in? You understand? So that's
so
that's that's where I'm coming
so
from. You see
with
what I say?
Parker right there, some my bro. I've seen you guys done it with youth players. I'm soon put youth players where not play upon that level there. I'm gonna put them on pedestal already. When I play at that level there, I'm soon do it many a time, bro. Me I tell you. I just say you would think it's not me think it have a little to do with self-hate, but that's a different reason than football. I mean that's why I'm not going
I
like.
I, I
There's a
don't
touch
think
right there. If you know 100, there is a lot of it there, bro. And
me not
then
think so. Me
there,
not think
bro.
so, King. Me I tell you
No, man,
honestly, I
But
don't
that's
think
the
so
thing. I
because
don't think it's self-hate. I don't think it's self-hate. And obviously I'm not trying to drag the young lad, and I don't agree with the how people look at him, but I think some of the reason why potentially there are some people not giving Whisper the credit or the flowers, or some will say the hype that you're giving to him is potentially some of the stuff that they've seen on social media. Now, I don't agree with that because he's young. You're gonna do stupid little stuff on social media and whatever. And I also think that his agent, his representative, Craig Butler, plays a role in this. I think some people look at him and they just don't like him because of their dislike towards Craig Butler and also some of the stuff that they've seen from him on social media. So that could potentially cloud his judgment, but I don't think it's necessarily to do with self-hate, because I think once the talent is there, we back our own. And I've seen, again, like what Issa said, especially when it comes to track and field, obviously different sport, but if anything, we've been so guilty of overhyping our own players, especially when it comes to track and field. So I don't think it's necessarily to do with self-hate, but maybe I'm looking at it from a different angle. So maybe you might have to articulate it differently, for me to kind of understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
if you can do that, King, do that. Yeah.
If
But
I
Go
can
maybe
ahead, yeah.
articulate,
overhype,
if
I
I can
think overhype.
articulate it differently. All right. So I just say you probably explain some of the factors why that is the case with Whisper, but I'm pretty sure say people find a fault with a Dixon. You see the poll. I don't know what the poll because I can't see the poll, right? But people will find a fault with a Dixon. People will find faults with them very own and not even look at the faults of others. People, they all, when them talk about other people, it's like them fault less. And if you really check a look at even a Dillap having faults, me, even Mark Gui, like I had this conversation with Issa Allen, and him tell me how great Mark Gui is, and Mark Gui come from Barcelona Academy, and I'm like, really, I'm watch Mark Gui miss some of the easiest, emptiest goal when him come to Chelsea. And I'm like, okay, this is a true Mark Gui come from Barcelona. Where him come from, make them give him the rank there. And not talent and ability wise, a night and day to what me see. But me just feel like sometimes it's about where you come from, where your name, again, somebody put in the comment section if Whisper the name Wispaldino. Probably if him did name Wispaldino and born in Brazil, we don't view him as a different ball. And that's the truth. That. Again, me I say there's no two way around that. That has always been a sentiment true and true. I mean I tell you. Me tell the
But
ball who means
but
isolated from all them factors them. I mean I tell you say. You see,
but
if
King,
just kill me on the in a stadium, bro. Me I tell you, make a one Brazilian do that at stadium.
but
Different stars.
King,
No one is still at about it.
but King, like fundamentally, me have a problem with your take because the players' development counts for something. When the athletes them are run and they tell us, say that when they come for MVP or the one they come for racers, automatically you're saying, wow, Francis or Mr. Mills, the athlete must have something. their development counts for something, King. You can't
But then
ignore that.
everybody and
So
everybody come through
when
the staple them at the Usain Bolt, bro. And everybody come from
and I'm
remember
just
some
using it to
people
make
come
a point, King.
from La
No,
Masia where come on, bro,
King,
the mid.
King, hold
They
on,
have
King.
some mid
Me
because
don't
them
want you to
development no reach.
I
So
don't
yeah.
want
So not
I
because
don't
them
want
come
you to
from La
take the
Masia,
sub
them
point
are the
and
next
make it
best
to the
thing.
me don't want you to take the sub point and make it the main point. I'm building to something. So I'm
Okay.
saying the development counts for something, King. So May did have the conversation about Mark Gui, and I mentioned that he's coming from the Barcelona Academy, which counts for something. His football education that he has. Obviously, a lot of people don't have that. You see me? I say so. If it don't translate into his senior career, that's fine. You know what I say? But when you're talking about the player, you have to put all those things into perspective. So, say for instance, you King, right? You come out of Excelsior Academy. I'm just using it as a reference, right?
Again animal, one again animal.
Or whatever it there. And Crystal come out of Wolverhampton Academy. Obviously, the two football education are two different parts, so those things count for something. But when you are now entering your senior career, we will see we're not pan out. We're not saying that okay, one is lesser, but the football education that one receive counts for something because there's a standard.
I'm gonna
You see
bring
what I
up
say,
that
bro?
stick up in the right this one. So here's a fact. Me, why you tell me how much players come from the football academies of no I use Chelsea, Chelsea, of Liverpool, of the Manchester Uniteds, of the big clubs that actually make it big. You know, says one or two of them squeak through the cracks. And you never ask yourself why that yet. You never ask yourself why a Semenyo never came through the Arsenal or the Chelsea. You never ask yourself why a Kudus. Bro, sometimes I think I understand what you said stand for something, but
But
on
King, I
carry
got
one
but King,
different level.
but King,
And the
this is
reason why
where
I didn't make it. You got you, Crystal.
but King, also you've got to think of the context, and I'm glad you brought that up. But we got if you look at let's say Manchester United at the moment, and yes, you've got like Kobe, right, that's come through their academy, but
Now again a game.
yeah, but you put that down to the gaffer. You put that down. You think I wouldn't take him at Arsenal? I would take him at Arsenal. And the young lad himself even said that he wants to move. He wants a move, whether it's a permanent move or a loan move. And you can't blame him because we're now in a World Cup year. And I would take him, but you got to look at the context. If you have a big club of the stature of a Manchester United or a Liverpool or Arsenal and a Chelsea, and you're in turmoil, you're not really going to be resting on youth because your fan base are not going to want that. They want players who are a little bit more known, a little bit more reputable. They want players that's almost near the peak of their careers or in the peak of their careers, the finished or polished the polished product. Because that's what they want. That's where the context comes into play. That's why I was saying to you, I don't disagree with what you're saying with players can slip through the cracks. Obviously, they can. They can take the opportunity if and when it comes. But my issue with Chelsea is that they are a selling club. So I'm not sold on them. I see where you're coming from, but I am not sold. It's not to dispute his talent or to downplay his talent. It's just Chelsea are a selling club.
No, I understand that. So the point what me that try to make essentially is that you see if I was making the point about academies and what it worth, and I understand it worth something because the football education you're gonna get in these academies is gonna be higher than other people football education. But if it was just down to football education, everybody will make come from Chelsea Youth Academy eventually will find themselves at the top, which that's not the case. Eventually them leave and go somewhere else and come back run and find themselves at the top. That is not the case. Everybody would come from Barcelona Academy, the great La Masia would find themselves at the top. That is not the case. So football education is very important, don't get me wrong. But you see the development from youth football to senior football, whatever happened right there, that make the real difference. So when time when goes and say, yo, a blanket statement, the blanket statement go if you say, yo, who come from Barcelona Academy. And I'm like, just true, who come from Barcelona Academy. You take the player, skill set, left foot, right foot, go over Whisper, bro. Everything me I take Whisper over go. The only thing is that I just say him come from La Masia. So him come there with credit in the bank. Him come there. I come from the academy there. While Whisper come from Jamaica. I come from where? Phoenix. I come from KC. So him come there with credit in the bank. It's like you come into a workplace with a big degree and me come there with my CXC them. That not means that you are better than the job at me. That means that you're more qualified. But watch me outwork and watch me smarter than you. Just a life, bro. But sometimes we just blanket statement the ball of them and do this, bro. Come on, bro. You get me? I say,
No, but King, man, I say still. Even the things the way I see, you cannot make the point for me because if you say a man come in front of you with a degree and one with none, the one that coming in degree, I gonna come highly recommended, bro. But guess what? The one that doesn't will have to prove himself on the job. You see what I say, King? So you can't discredit the person we have him thing because you're gonna come highly recommended. You know, a player from such and such place is going to come highly recommended, but the player from academy that is not so known is
And King,
have to prove himself.
I never
King,
once
where
said
you know
that
to?
himself. I say him prove himself.
Some
But
players have an engine behind them, though.
things say him better than him, which is what we keep on doing. Say him definitely better than him, and we're not take them skill set in a real life.
And then
we have
King,
a new addition to the show as well.
yeah, man, but let me just say real quick, King, because we're in this space, a lot of times you are right. You will get a lot of people actually saying what you just said. You understand? But for refine the conversation, you have to come on the platform like this and discuss it with people. You understand what I say? Because the platform is huge, King. I mean, now going to nice, people actually say what you just say. Say, oh, this man better, blah, blah, blah. But as I say, if you come now, you know, refine the conversation, and probably because you're hearing it so much, you probably think, say, yo, you know, so that is the general consensus. Is the man say, but when you come and you discuss it and you kind of refine it, even, just check the comments. You understand? People actually say, hey, you have some footballers that are going to come highly recommended. You understand? And others just have to prove themselves out on the pitch.
No, you understand? Me, I say the same thing. I never say him now to prove himself. I tell you, say, if him score 10 goals over the next 2 weeks, that I'm saying that is proving yourself. So I guess I say the same thing. Me just I say some people, as I say, it have to refine and blanket conversation. But that's the agendas them. Sometimes we just have to take it off of the ball of them and make people see. But we have a new baller. What a new baller?
Germany.
Yo, big up on yourself. Good night, everybody. Talawa, my friend. Wagwan. My God, mama, you dash me away, mama. No, man, you dash me away, man. Me that link you up and can't hear from you. I check in on you, man, you know.
How you come
you
over
know
for Germany meet and greet?
Go for yourself, man. Go for yourself, man. I'm driving folks, just so I can't show my face, you know. I heard you said something, Kristen, about Chelsea being a selling club. I'm not sure what the conversation was, but I heard it says more Chelsea. But I wouldn't say that they're a selling club. But when what's his name, Abramovich bought Chelsea. Abramovich bought Chelsea. One thing they were doing, right? They were buying up all the young midfielders. Oh my God, you know, it was disgusting. They have midfielders in every category, every age group. But how much could you play? And I think one of the reasons why they were doing that, if I buy them, you can have them. But this was not good for the players. And so and now they have turned into a selling club. But originally, it really did not start like that. See what I'm saying?
No, I was saying, I think it depends on when you chimed into the conversation, because I was saying that Chelsea are not the same Chelsea like what they or who they were under Roma. So I was saying that nowadays, I'm not talking about historically. I'm talking about nowadays. I was drawing comparison with the number of academy players there that Chelsea born and bred have gone on. So, you know, like your Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Tammy Abraham, players of that ilk. That's where I said, you know, they've.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. You are 100% right. I stand corrected. 100% right.
Well, can I buy a piece of the argument here again? Sorry. So
yeah, go for it.
Here's my
Yeah,
issue
man,
with
go
this
ahead.
again. Here's my issue with this again, Crystal.
Hmm.
I hear that saying, I understand the sentiment because factually you're right. But recently I had a reasoning with I would say elder, and him said, better him they go Newcastle. Said to him, say, currently Newcastle have Elanga and one new player them buy from. Anyways, them have an next baller. Them new player. Here's the thing. You see, anywhere Whisper would go would find a reason to think that he couldn't make the starting level. And this is why I call it self-hate around one part. I'm pretty sure if him got Chelsea, Newcastle, somebody that find an excuse, a reason to why him would have met the Newcastle team. If him got Arsenal, again with a find a reason. Everywhere these players go, will find a reason to limit them.
Come on,
keep
King.
on doing it.
King, come on, King.
Yeah,
King,
this is my
up in the night, King.
feeling. Me, I'll be honest with
King,
you.
this
is my feeling, bro. I think we do it too
you're
much,
stirring me
bro.
up, man.
But
Yo,
this
King,
is
we
the-
think
this
can't
is
take
the
it out of context, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
one
the
I can
life of
take.
a footballer. A lot of
Yeah.
agents, you know what they do for their clients? Try to get
Yeah.
them to clubs where they will get minutes, bro. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why people are saying go to Newcastle, because at that time they didn't have Ilanga. Gardner wasn't on the scene yet. You understand what I mean? I said this the other guy never there on the scene
Are
yet.
you
And
talking
one of
about
them,
Whisper? Are you talking
yes,
about Whisper?
Whisper. So
But
Okay.
Milan with one thing. So I understand
land.
that. But here's the thing, though. You see, if Whisper makes it at Chelsea, it would be a greater achievement than making it at Newcastle. So while the easier part might would have been to go to Newcastle, just imagine the accomplishment, the feeling of backing yourself and make it at Chelsea where majority of now give him a chance in L because of all these factors. Make it at Chelsea than make it at a Newcastle. Again, as I
The
said, there's
thing is,
pros and cons to it. We can choose
the
to
thing
look
is,
at it,
King,
or we just choose to look at it from a negative angle all the time, bro. And that is my
I think that the
issue. Yeah.
The Chelsea deal was more lucrative to the baller and the academy where my father from. Meeting and the Chelsea deal.
Irrespective of the deal being more lucrative, I can tell you this, and only can admit this. If Whisper makes it at Chelsea, it is a greater accomplishment than Whisper making it at Newcastle. Yes or no? And I can drop that list. Talk about the accomplishment
But
itself.
he could also go to Newcastle and prove and say he met the first team, and his value goes up also.
Fine, but
Answer
my question. If Whisper makes it at Chelsea, would it be a greater accomplishment than making it at Newcastle? Yes or no?
Yes, I would say yes.
Bro,
because it's hard to break the Chelsea team.
It's harder to make the Chelsea team.
All right, then we can lift that lesson.
But may I say no, King? If you make it a Newcastle, same league, them are playing at the same competition.
So why would you say yes to Chelsea then?
I'm saying because it's a bigger club. It's a bigger club. It's harder to make that team. But I'm saying if he go,
if he himself and everybody back them talent,
I don't think it's
so. King, and what is the argument about? King, what is the conversation about? Is it about that he made the wrong choice, or
the conversation is about me just feel like we find an excuse for don't play the ball at them, and sometimes I think we just really pull a straw out of the hat because water is wet. We know say Chelsea is a selling club. We know say water is wet, but we also know say if Whisper make it at Chelsea, the achievement is greater. I'm the first one ever hear say that. Me not hear no one to say that. Why me have to say that? Why me have to say, say, all right, then him got a club and it might be a selling club. But if you make it out Chelsea, big achievement.
Can I say something to that, King? Can I elaborate on that, please? Can I get 30 seconds? And I say this. When he heard that he was signing for Chelsea, right? And then I know a lot more. I can't say where or how I know from, but I know a lot. When Chelsea swooped in, when not Chelsea swooped in, when Chelsea came and got him, everybody, I knew that, okay, shoot, Chelsea come and get him. He's going to be sold. And guess what? It was, I wouldn't say that the baller have much say so in it. His agent and, those around him made the decision. And he went along, right? we can say and we can speculate as much as we want, right?
But
I really don't think that the baller has much say so of what took place, right?
why?
The bigger offer,
Sorry,
the bigger
sorry to
offer.
interrupt you. Sorry
Let
to
me
interrupt
land. Let me land, please. Just let me land.
you.
The bigger offer comes in, and you know what I mean. Yeah, they took it. I'm happy for him. I'm glad for him. Whichever way him go, and to be honest with you, I thought that Chelsea would have actually sold him by now. But in my opinion, right now, I think that Chelsea really want to keep him. I could be wrong, but I think that Chelsea want to keep him. And I'm just happy for him. Whichever way, you know, if we go Liverpool, if we go a Newcastle or not. But I don't think that the decision was solely lie on him to go to a club he chooses. I think those around him made that decision. I could be wrong. I'll leave it at that.
So here's the thing, and Crystal, Issa, Dan. If you is a baller like Whisper, just don't play money club. Chelsea come for you, Newcastle come for you. You are gonna make that decision here for yourself. If you're to
That
make
time
a
he was
decision,
17. Mm-hmm.
I could have
I
at 12.
remember.
I could have at 12. I could have
No,
at
but
5.
listen, remember, you know, Whisper,
Which fire
I
you
go
want to go?
overseas.
No.
King,
Answer my question. I want to stop
no,
around. Which fire you
I'ma
want?
make the point.
But just only can't answer which fire you want to go. Alright.
Alright, Chelsea, but may I say,
But Chelsea, but Crystal, which fire you want?
no, may I explain to him now, may I say, yo, Whisper, the choice we make, Whisper go Europe or play the youth team them every summer, bro. Him used to play the English club them, bro. What chickle pins them? Every summer, Whisper, I'll play Phoenix team, I'll play the Aston Villa, all of the I don't know the club, the tournament where them play. People have seen him long time, and not just the Manning Cup. People have seen him long time. But the Manning Cup highlight where him they break out and score them goal, bro. A Chelsea personnel come out a scout come for him himself, bro. You them say how them want him after the performance. So I'm a think of the against Kaim Dixon too. I think of that match there, bro. When him score 4 goals. That match them forward for him. You see me?
Yeah, but it's a Chelsea,
But
right?
Chelsea is the club me would have choose, bro. You get a
Crystal,
more better branding.
You want ask
Crystal,
Crystal. Make Crystal. Crystal, go ahead.
I get where you're coming from. At that age, of course, he's a young lad. He's going to choose Chelsea, and I think he's even a Chelsea fan. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in a Chelsea jersey before. So of course he would have chosen Chelsea. Chelsea are the bigger club.
Issa, what you say?
Mr. Chelsea.
So, but here's the thing now. So, what the panelists again, and this is not me picking any
Germany.
Yep.
You see the narrative where you create to say that the player, how you could have skipped past knowing that that's a youngster and the one.
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you for 30 seconds and say,
yeah.
and everything can talk from here. Something there, just leave it alone. Maybe just take a beat from you. I make you talk and happy. But on everything we can talk from here. We'll leave it there. All right? Leave it right there.
Bro, but my thing is,
but King, we're looking at the prestige of the club and all of that. If a Chelsea comes calling, a lot of players, especially young players, look much young player Chelsea buy, bro. It's because the club has that prestige, bro. But may I say, if you're looking at the player and you think he's at a level where he wants first team minutes, bro, if Chelsea come calling and them say, okay, he's going to be in and around U21 squad, sometimes get called up to the first team, and that's not what you're looking for. That's just not what you're looking for. He could have gone to Newcastle and in the first team right now I play Champions League.
Yeah,
you see me as a King?
I understand what I said to you, but here's how you can.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure about that neither.
Yeah, but here's how you can look at it
but
as well. We're not sure, but
we're
here's
not sure
the
about
league
bro.
was
Like, that's
for
a
the
given.
youth get developed, bro. The thing was with Whisper. Whisper was young same way, bro. He was supposed to get developed and the same match out they play against Bermuda. We see the development in the player. He wasn't a finished footballer, bro.
Definitely, we can see.
We see the
Definitely,
development, so that was the whole package for the baller, bro. And
can't deny that, my youth.
we see
since
it.
we're talking
Let me
about
get 10 seconds. Let me get 10 seconds. The King. But we are talking about the development. And the development could have been fast-tracked, bro. Why you think Estavo can play in the Chelsea first team right now? Because I'm playing
Bro,
first team
because the
football from probably
Brazilian
16. Relax now. Let me just finish now. He might play first team
go
football
on.
probably from 16. So I talk about the development. If you wanted him to develop faster, you fast-track him at a team where he will get more minutes quicker.
So
Yeah, but it's a example. Look at Hutchinson. Which age Hutchinson leave the U21s? Remember Hutchinson that played the same U21s in a row? I left around at the same age at 20, you know. Remember that,
Remember,
you know.
if everybody's not the same, you know, right? So
Hutchinson
if
a
you at the
wonder.
club,
I
remember,
remember Hutchinson is a wonder kid long time and he never had to play no first team, bro. Bro,
so
me
but
think,
bro, can I
bro,
say
at the
something?
first, bro, mama say, mama just finish. Bro, at the first, whisper the holy ball and leave. Straight out of the Manning Cup, get a life-changing get a big deal as a football Manning Cup baller. Experience, life-changing, bro. When him change him whole life, him still a develop, and him, bro, I think the player himself happy, bro. A deal come, why run, why shy away from it? A once in a lifetime thing, bro. So
Bro.
me not think it's a bad thing,
And
bro.
that's
Honestly.
why,
So, bro, so give me a second. So if you
go
look
ahead,
for
go
the
ahead.
marathons, right, and if you look on all the Wonder Kids that was when he was there, and all the Wonder Kids that came before him and after him, right? Sometimes they just start out as a Wonder Kid someplace and it just don't work. They have to go somewhere else. Look on Odegaard, right? He was at Real Madrid. I think he started for Norway as age 15 or 16, and then you know what I mean. Real Madrid did not feel him, then you know him gone, and so it's just so Amari Hutchinson did what he think was right for him. You know, him did it. Him, you know, him said, "What on it? I will if a kid my age." You know, he made that move, and there's a lot more of them like that too. So we can't just look on him and say, you know, Wonder Kid. There's so many of them. There's so like look at those at Arsenal. Look at those at Man City. Look at those at United. So every team have at least 2 or 3. You know what I mean? You know, Wonder
But
Kid. Do they
look at
always
where
make it? No, they don't.
so
Go ahead.
Look at where
can I make the point?
let me just
Can
go say
I
real quick. Look at
all
where
right,
It's
so
a
real
Hutchinson
quick
is right
again.
now. Hutchinson in the Premier League. I play Europa Conference League, bro. Like, what is the problem, bro? Not that let
Hutchinson
Hutchinson,
not playing a
Hutchinson,
conference league, bro.
whatever
Him not
league,
get picked in that team.
whatever Norwich in a still, him team in the
Norwich,
league.
him not get picked in a
Nottingham
Morning,
team.
Forest.
Nottingham Forest, bro.
Him not get
not
picked in a
first.
team. He's not in the
But man, I
squad.
said that's where his club is. You see, man, so
But
what's the
he's not
problem?
in the squad.
He's still playing English Premier League, in club in a European competition. What more no one for Hutchinson? What more no one for
All
Hutchinson?
right,
I'm
Him
not
getting
complaining
this,
about him.
him
I'm not
getting
complaining about
desired
him.
end.
so we can
So that's the
land.
match I showing us. So even if him did at Chelsea at whatever age and him left, he
Yeah.
left because he want to fast track his development,
Mm-hmm,
get
mm-hmm,
first team football, develop himself, and play at the highest level. And that
So
is what he's doing
mm-hmm,
right now.
so
Let me
mm-hmm.
see what the problem.
let me make this
Yeah,
point for
there's no
me.
problem to me. I respect his decision.
So let me make the point on me I try to make so we can get the point and we can move forward with it. So you see if me, King, I play ball right now and say for instance, I say I play some ball. I may have Olympic Garden for go, which is my home team club. I may have Harborview for go. I mean, say Harborview full of nationals and Olympic Garden not have so much nationals. You see, if me choose to say, you know, say I can play for Olympic Garden because I know say I can make the team and I can get more first team minutes. That's a coward move by me. That means that me not believing in my ability to go to Harborview, challenge the national them and get a start. Make I feel like say I can't get past the national them. You know that? Yes, in
No,
hindsight, it
King,
be
there's
no man.
No, make him land. Make him land, man. Make him land.
Me could look on it and say, you know what, I can get more minutes, you know, but me I get more minutes. I play for Olympic Garden. But you see, I go to Harborview, and if I back my talent and make Harborview first team, the greater accomplishment would be there. It is the less likely thing to do. But if you really back your talent and your ability, I'm not hear nobody reason it. So me here say, oh, Chelsea him should go there say because he. What about that way? The other point I'm not trying to make. Milan.
I have a point.
yeah,
You have a valid
but
point.
why? I don't know why the argument, Bro, remember we started did the injury, bro. Just a come back from an injury, bro. So it's not nothing where him there at Chelsea and him nah something that the man do a surgery for them foot with him shave down him
But
bone and
bro,
him could play
no
no
one
ball.
is saying that Whisper is not doing well. Everybody is so proud of Whisper development. Yeah, it was
No,
out for
but
like a
that are the
year.
narrative king of forward from says some people are say, oh, him not for
Some
dead.
people don't know nothing, but I mean not time to listen to everybody. You understand? Not time to listen to everybody. But can I um can I say something real quick? I'm gonna show you two more examples. There was a guy from Arnett Garden that came up. I think is Wilkins or um a defender. He was in the USL and he went back down and he said he's doing that so a scout could see him, right? Playing for Arnett Garden. That's a chance he took. I don't know if he get another chance to go back overseas, but he left the USL. I know you guys know who I'm talking, right?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
That's all you out there, man.
Yes. And he was in the USL and he said he went back to Jamaica to play so a scout could see him, right? He said he get more chance. He said it's a better chance of a scout seeing him in Jamaica. All right, I'm gonna fast forward. Landon Donovan, right? Crystal. Most people have him as the best USA soccer player. He was kicking up a waves and he was getting loaned to Everton. You know, he got a loan to Everton. He went there and did well. Then he was bought for Bayer Leverkusen. He was a star in America. The future, I mean, I think that under 20 World Cup, he was a star. USA finished fourth. And everybody was looking at him. He got bought for Bayer Leverkusen. He went and sit on the bench. He stayed there for 3 months and he came back to America. He didn't like it. He was like, and he came back and he said, America is a player that made me who I am. And he came back to MLS. He played with David Beckham on the Galaxy, and he did not went back to Europe, and he was a star in America. No, he could make that chance of leaving a big club like Bayer Leverkusen, come back to America, and he was the highest paid player. Most Jamaican players can't do that, right? So for everybody, it's not the same. We can't judge everybody the same. You know what I mean? So look on that guy that went back to Arnett Gardens. I don't think another scout see him. It's a chance he took on himself. He was like, I don't know if people scout on the USL. I really don't know. I don't think so. But he figured out if you go back to Arnett Garden, it's a chance for him to be scout. And it's a big risk in tech. Big risk. Landon Donovan, I didn't think that he was going to be a marquee player. He was a top player until David Beckham come. As a matter of fact, he was the second highest player for several years in the what you call it, MLS. You see what I'm saying? That was a decision that he made. Most Jamaican players don't get that chance because if they're England not going to play, I'm going to go back to Arnett Guard. I'm going to go back to so-and-so. Yeah, drop your salary. You saw me out there?
Here we are, say, when I see.
So
yeah.
So let me just say this, because me have a land and me have probably give Crystal a chance to run back our show. So not because me have a different opinion, that don't mean I'm gonna understand. Because again, me got Crystal tell me enough about looking at comment section after that. Brazil doing all night things I don't understand. There's a difference between understanding and taking a different point of view. Again, I understand because Crystal, the point where you make about Chelsea being a selling club, it's easy to understand. It's very easy. But me can also understand it from a different perspective. And the perspective of me understand it from, that's why I'll never utter those words out of my mouth. Because if I can look at it from this side and look at it from this side, I'm understand both sides. I can't ever say, probably it wasn't the best decision because it's a selling club. I know this already. That's a fact. But if you can look at it from this side to say that it's a selling club, but if you back yourself, yeah, it'll be a big accomplishment. I can't say that. So when time I mean was when I know that you know, me know say you know that as well now. But there's a narrative and the easy running narrative, I'm just not run with running narratives. Personally, I don't. Unless I something where you can't go around it foolproof and there's no other way around it, but just enjoy the running narrative. And I just mean that. King, ball for you, big up on yourself.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I've not said that he can't make it at Chelsea. I've said pretty much similar things to what you've said, you know, again, pertaining to his confidence and his talent and the fact that he does back himself. But go on.
I didn't say that. You say him can't make it either. You see, oh, you paraphrase that. You paraphrase that. You phrase it to make it sound like I'm saying you're saying that. I'm not saying you're
No,
saying
no,
that.
I'm not saying that at
I'm
all.
not
I'm
saying
just
you're
saying
saying that, Crystal. Go
I'm
ahead.
not saying that. I am just saying that I am not saying that he cannot make it at Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't think anyone on the panel said that he can't make it at Chelsea. It's just that we have different outlooks on where he is as a footballer. And I think it was Dan that made the excellent point in saying that at the end of the day, this is a kid that's just coming back from surgery, and it's not a surgery that you can just shake off. It's about progression and seizing the moment. And you made a very good point that he might be a case of he might sneak through the door. There might be a window of opportunity there that he's able to capitalize on. So I'm not saying that he cannot make it at Chelsea. Again, my only concern is just where Chelsea are at the moment in terms of the business side of things. That's my only concern of him. It's not about his
Okay.
talent. It's not about his confidence. It's about where Chelsea are as a business club, as football business. Nothing to do with the players' talent and football.
Okay.
And you're so right, Crystal. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
King don't remember. King, I'm the one who said, don't worry about Whisper. Why you think me said that? Because his talent is there, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have me not worry about Whisper
Mm-hmm.
none at all. His talent is there. He's already at Chelsea. You understand? Some people like myself would say probably if he was at a Newcastle, his development could have been fast tracked. You understand? We don't know, but I'm saying it could have. But I'm not worried about Whisper, bro. Like, and I'm telling you, the culture of the club is slightly
Mm-hmm.
different now with this coach. And even
Is
even
that?
just to jump back real quick, the Omar Hutchinson, the coach already did at the time. Don't really play youth. The plan of the club was similar, different than now. This coach uses a lot of young players. There's a lot of games to so he uses a lot of young players. So I'm least worried about Whisper and his chances with Chelsea because he has the talent, bro. So I'm not
Yeah.
worried. I'm not worried. I'm just saying, and I don't know. Everybody who is on this platform right now, right? King is speaking about self-hate. And we there at the top. And we not exhibit none of that. We are telling how good we believe the kid is, but just give him in time. And probably King,
Mm-hmm.
we saying just give him in time to say, okay, we have put down the player. How on earth would that mean we are putting him down to say, oh, just continue doing what you're doing, keep your head down and work? Like, isn't that
Mm-hmm.
the mantra of all players? If the players
Yeah.
are saying that, why can't we keep your head down, keep working? That's what they always say. Why we can't say that? Why
Yeah.
would you put that down
So
to us putting them down? Like,
so
I don't get it.
let me tell you which part the part where you guys still hold on to the if he was at Newcastle. You see, the mere fact sound is still a hold on to that sentiment. If you say if he was at Newcastle, when that gone out the door already, that done for that not dead exist no more, but you can still bring it up. You can still bring up something where it impossible, but the mere fact you can still go around if you say if it just a show some kind of doubt. It's just a show the concern. I have no concern for Whisper. Somebody say at least him have Chelsea on him resume. They get me. I say I have no concern, zero concern. It's Crystal says she have concern. I have zero concern. Me concern about them being a selling club or not. I just love the fact say me have a Jamaican, they are Chelsea. No concern, zero concern.
Is that? How would Chelsea how would Newcastle fast track him more than Chelsea? Wasn't he gonna go into Newcastle under 21 team still, or you think that he was gonna go to the first team? What do you think?
First team, man, it would be the same thing. Remember when Whisper just got Chelsea? Whisper go preseason with the first team, you know?
Yes, you're
Whisper
right. You're
went
right. I
straight
remember.
to
Yes.
preseason with the
Yes.
first team.
You're
They
right. You're
trained with
right. You're
Thiago
right.
Silva and Enzo and all of them.
That's
You
why,
understand?
yeah,
So I'm
that's why I
just
know
saying
someone I can't say it. Yes,
the
I remember the first.
opportunities,
Yes.
the opportunities probably would be more
Mm-hmm.
given the things that he would be doing. You
Yeah,
understand? And
yeah,
at that time, it was
yeah.
Pochettino that was at Chelsea,
You're
and they
right. You're right.
barely
You're
give
right.
you a chance. You see what I say? So
Right.
I'm
And
saying,
yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, King is saying that there is some doubt. No, King, we're just looking at what the opportunities were. And I know me alone I said that. You
No,
understand? There are other
I think
people.
we're saying. I think we're singing from similar hymn sheet because it's so funny that I actually did a separate video on Whisper about this. And my thing was that I'm no football coach, but my thing is because I rate the kids so highly, I'm like, you cannot keep on playing youth team football for much longer. At some point, he has to jump ship, whether it's with the Chelsea first team or force himself out on a loan, which is why I'm saying that at some point he has to make that decision. And I know I've drawn for other clubs like a Crystal Palace and say, look, at the end of the day, Chelsea do have a good relationship with a Crystal Palace. So perhaps he might segue and go out on a loan because you have, again, Max Doman at Arsenal, 50 years old in and around the first team. You have Ethan Wanyeri, similar age to Whisper, first team football. So it's not about him not being able to break into the Chelsea first team, King. Like, no one's doubting that he can. We're just saying again, let him have his time, let him develop slowly and steadily. But at the end of the day, he cannot continue to play youth team football for much longer. He just
And you
can't.
know what? You know what, Crystal? I'm a Chelsea supporter, so I
Yeah,
know that club inside out. And a lot of the things that people were saying at that time was that the model that Chelsea had at that time, we were not thinking that he was going to get first team opportunities very quickly because we've seen
Yes.
Chelsea's model over the
Mm-hmm.
years. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And it is
yeah,
not a model that allows quite a lot of academy players to get first team minutes. And that was the
Mm-hmm.
model at
Mm-hmm.
that time. The
Mm-hmm.
that's the
only
point that I was
reason,
initially trying to make. That's
yeah,
why I was saying,
Bro,
Issa,
not
that's why I
even
was
Crystal, let me tell you this real quick.
look
The only
look at
reason why we
Madison.
had, well, and the only, even Madison, them guys come to a Chelsea Academy and them have to just come out their business and go get first
But
team minutes.
Issa, you
Let me
remember
just
the
Palmer and
make
all
this
these
point
guys
real
came
quick.
to Chelsea.
Let me make
Yeah.
this point real quick. When Lampard came to the club, right? You know, the only reason why a lot of those players got minutes is because we were under the transfer embargo. We couldn't bring in anybody. So Lampard
Yeah.
had to use the Mason Mount, the Reece James, the Tammy Abraham, the
Tammy Abrahams
Loftus
and all of
Cheek,
those guys?
the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Tomori.
Mm-hmm.
All of those guys was
exactly.
just because we had the transfer embargo that they got the opportunity to get minutes. And
Opportunity.
look where
You're
all of
right.
them
You're
been out. Them are
100%
playing,
right.
they're playing first team football all over the world. You
You're
understand what I'm saying? So
100% right.
the model at that particular time was not great. But you see, now it's totally different. I actually see if Whisper hadn't gotten that injury, I tell you no say, he would have get whole heap of first team minutes already. But now he's
Exactly.
coming back. We had two transfer windows since then, and we're getting a lot of players. So him just
Yeah.
have to continue keep him head down and move up. There are a lot of players who were there with Whisper who are no longer there now. Then they're all over the
Mm-hmm.
place. You understand what I'm
Right
saying? So
now,
Whisper does have to keep him head
my
down and work.
my problem is I not really whisper, bro. We need to find two more youth. What they don't like we find Seymour Reid. We
Yeah.
need two or three more of them. Whisper don't a develop
You're
already,
right. You're
man.
right.
Whisper good. Whisper
Yeah,
not the
You're
Whisper,
right.
problem right
Whisper is
now.
fine. He's in great hands, so he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
King, I don't know if you're doing a live stream tonight. How you feeling? How's your mood?
Nah, not
A
tonight, man.
bedtime, you know.
Come on,
Can I
Chris,
say kick that tonight?
tomorrow night probably. I don't know. Or probably Saturday. I think I'll do a video and drop it tomorrow. I think
All right, so I got about 5 more minutes with you guys. Any topic that you guys want to discuss before we close off?
I'll let you guys go because I have something I want to say. It's gonna keep easy. Go ahead, Isa. Isa gone?
Nobody there,
Yeah.
man, who want to start the round up.
I'm a
Who
Chelsea
Round up.
man too. No, Isa, I'm sorry, Crystal. I will
Yeah,
say something, and just real short. I think that with the diaspora player, when I see some stuff that's going on with with a bunch of countries, and it's good for the Reggae Boys and girls and the JFF and whoever. I think if you cite a player overseas that you like or a player interesting, and I think both parties should meet and get together and say where you at, and where your documents at. Do you need help? How can I help you? Let's get this thing moving. And I don't want, and I'm not talking about anybody in general. I don't want some players to take the federation. You know what I mean? Take us for joke, right? I use way for to get into our next team, vice versa, right? Everybody need to be serious. If the federation realizes that they're not serious, just drop them. And if these players, realize that the federation is a joke, then just move on. Just just be serious about it. If you are come, you come, and if you want them, just go get them. On both part. I'll leave it alone, listen.
Fair enough. I hear where you're going. I hear where you're getting with that one. Any other you guys want to add to that, or do you want to segue with your own closing remarks?
Yeah, I'm gonna segue. My take is, Crystal, the thing I want to tell you for do, we want to see the diaspora thing there, you know what I mean? Forget
I'm
that
gonna work
bridge
on
there,
it. I'm gonna
that
work on it.
connection there. Yeah, and with the Jamaican team, bro, next window, the coach have to get this thing right. Because Trinidad not going to play, Curaçao not going to play. So, we need to get that thing right, get behind the team, you know what I mean? But us, we feel like we'll get a 4 points out of it still, you know what I mean? But one Jamaica, one love, you know what I mean? Ball Pay TV, are you know?
Yeah, it was a very interesting reasoning tonight. As I said, this is me, people, and I just have to talk my truth. You get me? I say it might not be the popular truth, but it's my truth and my point of view. As I say, all me see the game, I don't think all I will see the game the same way. Dan, I say Dan because over on the show, was it last night? I think last night Dan made mention that Bermuda can get a point, can get a result against Curaçao in the next game. And a lot of we shoot him down, including myself initially. And then Dan explained himself and said, Bermuda gay Curaçao rent for them money in the first game.
True.
So being at home, it is very much possible. And I think Coach Diva asked Dan to put him money away more. Then more I reflect on it, I realize it's the point of view where people give and some things where people say are for them point of view, and especially football. Football is a game of opinion. It's a game of beautiful opinions, and I don't think there's a wrong or right way to really do this. You have some basic, we call it fundamentals of the game where you're supposed to know and learn, but majority of it is surrounded by opinions, and nobody right and nobody wrong. But as I said, I don't run with the narratives, and probably that's why I'm the most popular. Is me, and probably not gonna ever be the most popular, but what me gonna be is true to myself and real to myself. Crystal, Talawa TV, thanks for having me, and thanks for seeing me worthy of somebody where you want to link and carry forward for your show. Is me for hear my madness them sometime or me outside of the box takes how I view the game and thing, isn't me? But big up yourself, Talawa, big up yourself, Crystal, I'm sister. Issa Allen, big up yourself for your takes. I have a problem with nobody challenging.
Yeah, man.
But when time me give my point of view, you have to make your point stronger and make me know where I fall from and show me say this is the flaw in my reasoning. Then big up yourself. Jeremy, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, man. My youth, before you go, my youth, whatever you say, you have to respect your point, and everybody have to respect your point. Don't apologize for yourself. You who you are. If you say something, you stand by it, and we respect you for that. You understand? Don't change yourself for nobody.
Yeah, man, enough respect. I never apologize for myself. I just say that.
No, I'm not gonna tell you that. Don't change yourself for nobody.
Okay, so I mean, all right, enough respect, man. Yeah, man, you don't always get ball creative, you don't always get king being king, isn't me? And that is just it. But big up yourself. Everybody, people want to smash the like button on the like of the video. Talawa, as I say, we have to protect Talawa, Crystal.
Yeah, man.
Protect her. You get me? I said,
yeah,
she's
man.
a treasure.
I want sister, man. I want Crystal, man. You mad?
Yeah.
I protect her, man. I want Talawa, man. You mad?
King, you have to always remember, still, you see, you're in the business of opinions. You see what I say? So it don't matter how you form them. Once you're in the business of opinions, people will always have the right to challenge them. You see what I say? So don't feel no way when people challenge opinion. I know Crystal know this. Whenever you're on them platform, you're in the business of opinions. That's what you do on this platform. You form opinions on whatever it is.
Why you feel the need to say don't feel away? I never feel away.
Because you just say, oh, you don't follow narrative, blah. You're in the business of forming opinions.
That is a reason why I say so. It's important to say so because here's the thing. I think a lot of what is they call it no, what is said on, especially in the space, are narratives and agenda. So that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people will pick up the agendas them and run with the narratives them and pick up the agendas them and run with the narratives them. So that is why I'm saying it's not because I'm challenged. It is just about
yeah, but King, you can't watch everybody, bro. That's why I'm saying just be yourself. Be yourself, bro. You can't follow the narrative and all that, bro. Just be yourself. We're not gonna agree with everything you say, right? But at the same time, I'm gonna tune in and watch your show. Sometimes even if I'm busy and can't watch, you know, Crystal, I give him a like by my two, something, give me a like and gone back at work, right? We don't have time for no brother, I'm not gonna agree with everything you say, right?
Yeah.
You see me out here, but
should
we still have to respect your opinion. We still have to respect your opinion.
And tell you that should never, you see, any day you find somebody where you agree with everything with them say you're being led by a cult.
Yeah.
Any day
Yeah,
you find
man.
that,
That's why we are someone. I
What
want love, you know. We all love the
what
ball,
if
you know,
he
but we take it from different
wholeheartedly
angles.
agrees, King? What you telling me?
any day you find, you see, Talawa, you see, any day you attack, and me just say, yeah, true, yeah.
Something
Me I
wrong.
left from
You know what, King? Last week, me see there's something last week, King. Me see there's something last week. And I was gonna call you, you know, and tell you, you know, so listen, you understand, you know, listen, bro, be yourself. You were doing an interview last week. When I was calling on him, and people in the comment section I beat you. And yeah, I answer them. After the show, you turn to Crystal. I answered to Crystal because I did this better and that better. Then the next morning, right, and you was in our chat attack and blah blah blah. And I was trying to tell you, so listen to what Tala was said to you tonight. Brother, you can't pay. If Isa said this and you, brother, you just be yourself, bro. Just you can't pay everybody mind, bro. Just be yourself. You see what I say? Be yourself, man. Yeah, man.
No, man,
As
me
me
never
say,
start for
King,
myself
over
still.
here, so opinions. And that's all you do, bro. You know, pay no mind, bro. Like that's what you do, bro. That's what you do. Form opinions on your channel of whatever is taking place. And the funny
Yeah.
thing is, it's not even good or bad, bro. Look at this. Look when the day show. You have to depend on discussion the same night, the next morning, the next day. Just because of forming opinions, bro. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, King. Man, tell you.
Me love call out people, you know. So guess what? You choose opportunity to call, you know. That's some mistake.
Hey, King.
So,
Me watch a show, the King. You know, me not call on him. You watch a show, I watch a comment. Hey, boy, you make a block you right now. Hey, you come off from the show. And me, I dead with laugh, you know. Laugh, you know. Brother, listen to you because that's fun. Yeah. Hey, come off from the show. Hey, you know, don't come back here. You know, it's just funny, bro. Just be yourself, man. You know, you can't stop people from, you know. Yeah, man. As long as someone, you know, and tell about your family and everything, bro. Just laugh off of it, man. Just laugh and keep moving, man. You know? Yeah, but that's the thing, man.
All right, Crystal, we're handing it back over to you.
Now, yeah, as I said, look, football is a game of opinions. We're not always going to agree with each other. It's impossible to always agree with each other. And if we agree with each other, we're just going to become boring and pale and stale. Like we have to have a difference in opinions. And I think that's one of the uniqueness of this YouTube community is that no one voice is the same. I've never come across a platform where it's like you sound exactly like that other person. It's just everyone's opinion is different and it's fine. But again, King, you do stand by it, but you just gotta ignore the noise. Like ignore the noise. Because as I said, like people, it's so hard doing what we do that people can't do what you do. And that's no shade on no one. They cannot do it. It's not easy. So just don't beat yourself up. Stop trying to correct yourself. It is what it is. Stand by whatever you believe in. You believe in something, stand by it. Stand by it, keep it going, because that's what's going to make you unique. That's what's going to make you ball free. You can't sound the same like the rest of us. Don't correct yourselves. Like, just do you, be you. You don't need to correct yourself. Unless it's something that we're dealing with factually, where we're just like, hold on, King. No, we've got to check you on that. But if it's your opinion, do you. That's your opinion. Do you. But I think eventually, yeah, just do you. I think eventually you'll finally understand it. But before I forget my manners, massive thank you to the lads. Like I said, King, we were supposed to do this for 30 minutes, and kid you not, it's bang on 6 o'clock my time. I've got to be up in about 2 hours. Good luck to me for the rest of the day. But big ups to you. The channel's growing. I love what you're doing. Big ups to Dan, big ups to Issa, big ups to Germany, all the guys in the comment section for rocking with us for over 3 hours. Big ups to Ryan as well for segueing his viewers and subscribers over to my channel, and the Carter as well that popped by. I think Cranky was here at one point, so big ups to all the other fellow content creators. All the guys in the comment section, I can't name you all because I'm gonna forget some of you, but big ups to you guys in the comment section as well. King, your boy has been voted out, all right? So 51% says that your boy Leon Bailey should be dropped. Final word on that before we close off.
Never.
What's the other statistics? What's the other statistics?
So 51% says Leon Bailey should be dropped. 44% says Dixon should be dropped. 5% says Whistler should be dropped.
Can't drop the Bravos, no time. Can't drop the 4-4. Well, big stuff, kind big stuff, we work with that. Yeah, man, Bravos, we say.
There we go. So I have to ask you guys before we close off. Final question: are we qualifying for the World Cup, lads?
Must.
Yes, 100% behind
me. I would hope so.
You sound a little bit nervous there, Issa.
From Chelsea man to Chelsea man, bro. Come on.
Nervous, man. Nervous. Jeremy, you gone on there,
ask him again, Talawa.
He sounds nervous. I kind of figured that he's not backing him.
Nervous. Our World Cup, this is not, you know much time we get my hopes up, but I pray this time to God so we make it this time. It right on my doorstep. I pray to God so we make it, man.
Don't waste your time disturbing God. You don't need to. We're definitely qualifying. 100%.
All right.
You don't need to put your prayers on something that you need. You don't need to waste your prayers on that.
I say we must, and this is why I say we must. We have too much opportunities. So we can finish top of the group. 1, we can beat Trinidad and then a good place. 2, we can even lose to Trinidad and still be Curaçao. So it's like we have too much. We can finish second night group and go to playoffs. It just, we have too much opportunity. So it's even did one opportunity, one shot, I'll be a bit. I wonder a bit.
Everybody have two. Everybody have the same thing doing.
Yeah, but we're in
if
pole
we can
position.
Get 4 points, bro, from show it up, pocket. You understand me? I say.
Yeah.
So you know, but yeah, King nervous like a dog too. But guess what? We're gonna buy one ticket to final game. You understand? I'm sorry. I'm going to the game. You understand? Just I am buying one for 2 days. The next day. I hope to God. You understand? I don't buy it. But
yeah, break up a bit.
I'm going.
Yeah, break up a bit. But we are gonna work on.
Me and sound like you're gone on there a bit, but yeah. So that Germany can go on.
Yeah, man, big up, man. Me I got World Cup. Crystal, let me put it this way. Me I got World Cup, go watch Jamaica World Cup. That alone.
I'll be right there with you. We're definitely qualifying. There's no way we're squandering this. We're not butchering this. We're going to the World Cup. Issa is already in America. Germany is already in America. King is in Jamaica. I'm in London. One way or another, we're all going to be going to the World Cup. That's a fact. To support Jamaica. All right. So that's that. King, what time should the people look out for your content tomorrow?
As much as it means a vibes one, so I'll let tomorrow decide.
Hey, King, Crystal, wicked in a Crystal. You're gonna be doing your show ball free tonight.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a valid question, because I've
Look
seen
at the time, though. Look at the time, though.
To be fair, though, Issa, I'm turn on my show 12 o'clock at night already, I'm mad. I'm do it sometimes.
I've seen him do it. I swear to you, like, I'm trying to get, like, Issa, I swear to you, I'm like, I wake up in the morning, about to make myself a cuppa, and King is on my TV. I'm like, what's he doing at the time? I'm like, nah, this guy's a madman. But that's why I asked him.
Yeah, I feel what was this man? Me, King, Dan, we have a little crew, man.
That's why I asked him. But no, you definitely need to do something tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Friday night. So you, Ryan, someone need to do some live stream. I don't know if Cranky's gonna do one, but you guys can't leave the space dead tomorrow.
No, I'll probably do the live tomorrow. Honestly, when I thought about it and it's a 30 minutes and then the vibe just tell me say, But they are will have vibe. So that's why I tell you, say.
They also get 2 punch, you know?
Yeah, me take 2 punch and punch back. Let's go.
Some light blows.
Yeah, man. But I think I'll do the live tomorrow. I was gonna do a video, but I don't think I have the energy for the video now. For drop it tomorrow, so I'll just do the live tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your live stream tomorrow. Give me a shout.
9 o'clock. I think it will be 9 o'clock.
Jamaica.
Yeah, I'll do it 9 o'clock.
See, I told you that's about 3 o'clock my time. So if I'm still up, then I could jump on your live stream.
Nah, man. When you wake up in the morning, don't worry about it. Get some rest, Crystal. You need to get some rest.
I don't know how to rest. I don't know how to switch off.
Some rest.
By the way, tomorrow. Well, actually, what thing about tomorrow? Today is my birthday. I didn't realize it's after 12.
Oh,
yeah.
Happy birthday.
Today my birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year,
Wait, it's the 17th of October is your birthday.
Yeah, 17th of October. It's Heroes Weekend in Jamaica right now, so it's always my birthday always falls on that weekend.
Oh, God bless you! Happy birthday!
Yeah,
You're an October boy.
Yeah, man. One Libra.
I'm an October.
Is that the rain?
I'm an October girl, so your birthday is 1 week before mine. So happy birthday!
You still fall in Libra? Are you going over to Scorpio?
I kickstart the Scorpio.
Scorpio. Oh, okay. More later in the October.
Here's an ironic thing though, Issa. You have a brother, I think today I'm birthday to him. I think, but can't hear one name. We call him Hero because he was born on Heroes Day. But you know, so Heroes Day move between the days. So he was born on Heroes Day.
My birthday fall on Heroes Day sometime too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but he was actually born on a Heroes Day. So Hero. So probably birthday. Pick up yourself Hero if you want it.
My born on Heroes Weekend. But my birthday, I celebrated my birthday on Heroes Day a couple times already.
Yeah, man, big up yourself.
Bless. Well, I pray to God. Wait, is your birthday the 17th or the 16th? Because mine is the 17th.
Man, the 17th.
Oh, God bless you. I pray to God that you live to see many, many more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, bless you. You're an October boy. All right then. The guys in the comment section are telling you good happy birthday. Max City is telling you happy birthday.
Bless up.
Well, sir. Yeah, we're about to close off. Look out for King's stream tomorrow, guys. Someone else is saying the best friend saying happy birthday. So you got a couple happy birthday wishes there.
Rosalina, big up Max City, big up Tycoon, respect my boss. Bless up.
But yeah, I'm about to close off, all right? So I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for blessing me. Thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. Issa, I'll catch you in a bit. King, I will catch you in a bit. I'll see your stream tomorrow. Guys, in the comment section, I'm going to have to love you and leave you because it is 6 a.m. my time. Look at my face like I am tired. I don't know when I'm going to get some sleep, but I'm going to try. Big ups to all the guys once more. To the landlord, Mr. Ryan Jackson, thank you for flooding my comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, matter of fact, big ups to the guys who have subscribed. I think I am now, if I check my phone, I'm about 78 subs away from 10,000, which was my target before the end of the year. So big ups to you guys who have hit the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Take it from me. We are going to the World Cup by force. 2026, we will be there. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have a smashing Friday and a great weekend when it comes. And you know how it goes. Until next time, take care. We built this out of love, out of pride, shining a light from the island to the diaspora to the world. A golden beacon of sports, music, and everything in between. The very best of Jamaica. We little, but we Talawa.